what's good, everyone? It's Al, Stratford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to the live watch-along between Argentina and Austria and the World Cup, guys. Group J, hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing fine. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys, which promises to be a good game. I hope so anyway. At least I hope it's competitive. That's what I hope for, because we haven't had many competitive games over the last few days. But, guys, yeah, it should be a good game. Hope you're doing well. Don't forget to smash a like on the video. Put your notifications on, all that jazz. It'll be absolutely fantastic. We're ready to go in the game, guys. Let me get into the lineups real quickly. Let's get into the Argentinian lineup and the Austria lineup, of course. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the two sides. Now, let's look at, we've got Emi Martinez of Aston Villa. We got Molina, who plays for Atletico Madrid in Spain. We got Romero, of course, of Tottenham Hotspur. Licha Martinez of Manchester United. Of course, we got Medina, who plays for Marseille in France, Facundo Medina. We got DePaul on the right, who plays for Inter Miami in America. We've got McAllister, who plays for Liverpool. Enzo Fernandez, who's just signed for, he's still at Chelsea, but may sign for Real Madrid. We got Almada, who plays for Atletico Madrid in Spain. The two, of course, Lionel Messi into Miami. And we've got Lautaro Martinez up front, guys. In regards to Austria, we've got Schlager in goal, who plays for RB Salzburg. On the right back, we got Poch. He plays for Mainz in Germany. We've got Danzo, of course, who plays for Tottenham in England. Of course, Alaba, the legend, who still plays for Real Madrid. Absolute legendary player for Austria. We got Lima, who plays for Bayern Munich. We got Schlager in the midfield, who plays for Leipzig in Germany. We got Seiwald, who plays for Leipzig as well. And we got Sabitzer, who ex-Man United, of course, Marcel Sabitzer, on the left of the attack for Austria. We got Wanner, who plays for PSV Eindhoven in Holland. And we got Schmidt, who plays for Werder Bremen in Germany, with Gregoritsch, who plays for Augsburg in Germany, guys. Those are the two lineups. In regards to the substitutions, real quick, the substitutes are Guillermo Rulli, who plays for Marseille in France, guys. We've got Joan Musso, Gonzalo Montiel, Marcus Senesi's just signed for Tottenham on a free transfer. Nicolas Otamendi, the legendary player, guys, been around a while. Nicolas Tagliafico, Ezequiel Palacios, Giovanni Lo Celso. We got Giuliano Simeone. We got Leandro Paredes, Nicolas Gonzalez, Nico Paz, Valentin Barco, Jose Lopez, Julian Alvarez. Very, very strong bench there. In regards to Austria, we got Florian Weigele, Patrick Pence, David Affengruber, Marco Friedel, Michael Svoboda, Philip Leinhardt, and Zanjo Schropt. We got Alexander Pras. We got Kani Shukmawanka, Jan Ljubitic. We got Florian Grilic, Filip Mowani, Marko Nautovic, Patrick Wimmer, Sasa Kelacic. Guys, those are the two lineups. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope everyone is good. Hope everyone is fine. Hope everyone's having a great day so far, guys. It's been a peaceful day so far. Obviously, we got the news about the stadium. Obviously, a lot of people are excited about the stadium. I couldn't care. I couldn't care less about the stadium, I'll be honest with you. It's another spin from the football club. It's exactly what they do. People are lapping it up again, falling for the old trees. We're just the weakest fan base in the bloody world, mate. We're so bloody weak. We're like a bunch of butterflies, you know what I mean? Like, oh, look at this. It's so beautiful. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous, man. Honest to God. We really need to actually strengthen up a little bit as a fan base. We're so easily manipulated. Oh my God, we bought some land. I can't believe we bought some land. Oh my goodness me. Look at us. We bought some land, guys. We're cooking. Yeah, all right, mate. That gets us 3 points. At the end of the day, I don't really care about the stadium. I care about Old Trafford. Those people are getting so excited about leaving Old Trafford are the ones that don't actually understand the football club. The ones that don't get this football club, in my opinion. So at the end of the day, look, listen, I'm not going to be manipulated by new stadiums. Ask Tottenham Hotspur about new stadiums. Does it work? Does it make you a better football team? Absolutely not. No way. Investing in the football team makes you a better football team. That's what happens. That is what it's all about. Invest in your football team, and that is how you get results, man. That's how you get it. Let me just say hello to my good friends, of course. Gregory, how you doing, my friend? Bobby, you legend. How you doing? Well, my man. Manchester United, bloody circus tent. Exactly. All they care about is this bloody circus tent. That's all they care about. Drive me mad. You know what I mean? I want transfers. That's what I want. Bloody circus tents and things like that. Big up, Rob, of course, the legend. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope everything is blessed with you. We're ready to start the game, of course, guys. Hopefully it's a good game. My prediction for this game is I'm going to go with a shock 2-1 win to Austria today. Guys, there you go. A shock 2-1 win to Austria is my scoreline today. That is what I'm going for. Should be a good game, but I don't think it's going to be a foregone conclusion like some people think it's going to be. I don't. I do think Austria are going to give them a very, very good game. Let's wait and see. We're all ready. We're ready for the game. We're ready to go. We're ready to fight. That's what it's all about, guys. Thank you, everyone who's doing this stream. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today. Absolute diamonds, of course, guys. Big up, everyone. Don't forget smashing those likes on the stream, guys, if you don't mind. That'd be fantastic if you could do that. This is my only game tonight, guys. I'm not doing any more after tonight. I'm back tomorrow morning for the Jordan game. I'm not doing the Norway game. I've got something to do. I need to get a little bit of shut eye and stuff like that because I've got to do things tomorrow. So I don't want to be going like a zombie. Do you know what I mean? Like a zombie walking around like an absolute madman. You know what I mean? And yeah. So I would say that let the others do that one. But yeah, I'm back tomorrow though for Jordan Algeria. I will be doing Jordan Algeria, guys, before I go out, and that should be a good game. All Jordan against Algeria. Let's go, guys. We're ready for it. We're ready. So, guys, here's the question for you today. Which decision will go Argentina and Messi's way today? What do you think? Is it a two-footed challenge? Is it a goal? Is it a handball? What's going to go Messi's way today? What do you think? What's going to be the talking point at the end of the game, guys? Is it going to, you know what I mean, guys? Absolutely. Let's do this. Let's do this, guys. Let's hope for a decent game anyway. Magnificent stadium here, guys. Absolutely fantastic stadium here in Dallas. One of my favorite stadiums. Guys, one of my favorite stadiums is the Dallas Stadium. Really, really nice. Absolutely. Scaloni, the manager of Argentina. We are ready. We obviously got the ex-Man United manager, Ralph Rangnick. Lots of Man United interest today. Lots of Man United. Licha Martinez, Ralph Rangnick, of course, there. Ex-Manchester United, you got Sabitzer, ex-Manchester United, So there's a lot of Man United interest here, like ex-Man United players, maybe future Man United players. Who knows, guys? But we're ready for kickoff. We're ready to go. I hope everyone's having a good day, and hopefully it gets even better after today, after Argentina gets slapped up today. That's what we want. Absolutely. Anyway, we're ready to go. Match is kicked off, guys. Argentina kicking from left to right, guys. Left to right. Big up, everyone. Guys, Dylan, what's going on? 1 free pen and 3 hit studs up tackle. Exactly, Dylan. I think something like that might happen today. Don't be surprised if something like that happens. If there's a controversial decision going Messi's way, we know the score, don't we? We know the score. They're trying to push this thing, isn't it? At the end of the day, we all know why. But some people lap it up. That's it. Like Man United fans lap up a new stadium. Do you know what I mean? When we ain't got a good football team, we're going to end up like Tottenham. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm sure Tottenham will. Look, listen, guys, let me just say something about Tottenham, right? If Tottenham were playing at White Hart Lane last season, they wouldn't come 15th, They've been in the top half of the season. Tottenham were never that bad at White Hart Lane. And they had some bad teams. Do you know what I mean? But they were never that bad. Here come Argentina, already on the attack. Won well by Austria. We are all Austrian today. Here we go. Austria attacking. There we go. Go for it. You've got to press that ball. Yeah, Austria, not a bad outfit, not a bad team. Not the strongest team in the world either, but they're not a bad team. I want, just a steady team. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, not the best team in the world, though. Absolutely not. Far from it, of course, guys. Absolutely. But guys, thank you everyone who's joined me today. Don't forget to smash those likes. Really appreciate everyone. It's good to see you here today. It seems like forever. It's been hours, hasn't it? It's been hours that I've been live. Of course, I've only done one stream today, so it sounds a little bit weird. Feels a little bit weird. Do you know what I mean? It does feel a little bit weird. But is it a corner to Argentina? Did it go out first? No. It's a goal kick to Austria. Yeah, it went out before anything else. It's a goal kick to Austria. I thought it would be a corner. No, it went out, guys. It went out there, absolutely. And it may have been offside as well there. I think it was offside as well. Yeah, it was offside there. Absolutely. Yeah, man. No, I'm not. I just think like Man United is so conveniently spinning things at the right time. Do you know what I mean? Just to get people's minds off transfers and things like that. And people just lap it up. Kenny, I generally hate this club news with regards to the new stadium. Kenny, I feel your pain, brother. I feel your pain. I absolutely feel it, mate. I'm the same, man. I don't get excited by new stadiums and things like that. I get excited by a great football team. I don't care about new. I don't want to move away from Old Trafford. What are they doing? Build the new stadium at Old Trafford. I don't want to move away from Old Trafford. I don't want to. It doesn't work. Ask Arsenal. At the end of the day, It just drives me mad. Is that and the problem, Kenny? The most sickening thing about it is the fans that lap it up. It's the fans that get excited about it. It's the fans that jumping up and down like we've won the league, on Twitter. And it does drive me mad, honest to God, because none of them have probably been to Old Trafford and they don't understand the heritage and history of Old Trafford. And it just pisses me off. Here come Argentina. Argentina on the attack. Was that a good tackle? Very good tackle from Austria already. Argentina are dominating this game. Look, listen, I'm supporting Austria blindly here. They don't look very good, but yeah, I'm hoping that Austria do something, even though I am supporting them, maybe a little bit blindly. Big up, Tyborg. How you doing, my friend? We're on the Austrian train today, Tyborg. We're trying to support support Austria, but for the life of me, I can't see Austria hold on this game. I really don't. You know what I mean? I hope they do. But for the life of me, I can't really see it happening. It's absolutely not. I'm hoping they do. 3 minutes gone. It's still 0-0, guys. Still 0-0. That looked like a foul, was it? Yeah, it was a foul. It could be a yellow card, to be honest. It was a dangerous tackle. It was a dangerous tackle on the Tio Martinez. He's still on the floor injured. He's not happy. He's on the floor injured still. Yeah, it was a bit of a danger. It's a bit of a naughty challenge, if you ask me. It was a bit of a naughty challenge, definitely. Yeah. It is the number 22, Lautaro Martinez, who plays for, of course, Inter Milan. Guys, the striker. On the floor, injured. Get up. There you go. Yeah, we ain't got all day. Get up. We ain't got all day. There you go. Let me have a look. It's a dangerous tackle. Is that a penalty? It looked dangerous, that one. I would also support Austria, but I don't think they can get something out of here. I don't know, mate. It depends. But is it a penalty to Argentina? I mean, how many penalties did they get last World Cup? About 15. Probable penalty. I think it's a penalty, guys. And if it's a penalty, it could be a red card. If it's a penalty, because it's a double challenge, wasn't it? But we're looking at it at the moment. It might be a penalty. That would be typical, isn't it, guys? We start the game already, and we're going to get a bit of a penalty to Argentina. It was an awful challenge, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a penalty, to be fair. Let's have a look. It does look like he didn't win the ball at all. Stupid challenge, guys. It's a stupid challenge. Yeah. It looks like it's going to be a penalty, guys. It looks like it's going to be a penalty, in my opinion. There was nothing there in regards to touching the ball. There was nothing there in regards to him touching the ball. Absolutely nothing. This could be a red as well. It's going to ruin the whole game. Yeah, it's going to be a penalty, man. It's going to be a penalty. They're going to give it. I hope they don't give a red card, because it's going to ruin the game. Typical Argentina, isn't it? They're going to get straight away, isn't it, guys? That's what I'm talking about. They never play a team. Did he win the ball? He did. He did win the ball slightly, but he took the man. Yeah. He won the ball there. He kind of run the ball, but this does look like he's going to give a penalty. As soon as they go to the VAR machine, that's it, isn't it? It's a penalty, isn't it? You might as well just give a penalty, because they're not going to overturn it. Yeah, he's going to give a penalty. It was a bit very quickly. For goodness sake, always Argentina are going to get a red card and a penalty, and they're going to probably win this 6-0. It is a penalty. Yeah, it's going to be a penalty. Foul, penalty. Is it going to be a red card? Messi gets another penalty in the World Cup. It was a bad touch. They should have left him. Afternoon, Marky Mark, you legend. How you doing, my friend? How are you, my friend? Rushing home from work to watch the game. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Come on, goalkeeper. Team goalkeeper all day. Let's get the goalkeeper. Come on, goalkeeper. Save it, mate. Save it. You need to save this. Come on, mate. You need to save this. Come on, lads. Come on. You got this. Messi with the penalty for Argentina, for Messi to score his fourth goal of the tournament already. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Messi's going to take the penalty for Argentina. Had to be. Luckily, gladly, we didn't get a red card for Austria. That's good because the game carries on. It's a little bit. It still can remain competitive with that, but it's always good to get an early goal. Messi with the penalty here. He's taking upstake in it, and it's saved. And it's saved. Well saved. No keeper. Stick your go up your back. Absolutely. There you go. Well played, keeper. Team keeper all day. Absolutely lovely. Well done, mate. The game is on, and the keeper saves it. Get in. Yes, that's what it's all about, guys. It's all about that. You need that passion. Come on, Austria, you legends. Come on, mate. Tyberg, he got the ball. It's probably a bit. I agree. Tyberg was soft, though, wasn't it? And it was just a typical thing. You know, I would have. You know, this is the kind of thing that Austria have to be careful of. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. Yeah, I hope he keeps it. I did call it. Thank God for the keeper, man. Thank God we don't want any of these gaslighting guys. Absolutely. Yeah, well done, well done. Yeah, there's only one, Dylan. There's only one. If you're a Man United fan and you think he's the GOAT, you're not a Man United fan, in my opinion. I question your authority, your allegiance to Manchester United. Absolutely. Yes, I do. Thank goodness he saved it. But, you know, Austria, look, it's a bad start from Austria, to be honest with you. Austria have been all over the place this last opening exchanges. They haven't been good at all. They've just been giving too much of possession away, too much respect. They've got to stop doing that. They need to, like, believe in themselves a little bit, man. Goodness sake, Messi's 40-odd. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Stop worrying about him and just play your game. Do you know what I mean? I would say, absolutely. Because otherwise, what's the point of being at the World Cup? If you're not going to compete, what's the point of being there? Go and compete. Go and do something. Do you know what I mean? That's what I would say to them. Go on, Austria. They've got their own experience in there. They've been around the block, Austria, of course. You know what I mean? So there you go. The only one I want to do well today is Licha Martinez. He's the only one that I look at and I want him to do well today. He's the only player for me, you know, who I wish well, guys. I do, because obviously I haven't forgotten the World Cup. I haven't forgotten the World Cup of 2022. It's a great save from the keeper. Absolutely brilliant save from the keeper. Itching his head like he's got nits. Yeah, you itch your head, you nits. You got nits, mate. Just itch your head. You got lice in your head, mate. Just itch it. You know what I mean? Fraud. Absolutely. I mean, come on. I'm Austria today, guys. Definitely 100% Austria. Do you know what I mean? I can't speak Austrian, but an Austrian. Absolutely. Anyway, it does look like there should be a protest about the new stadium. There should be, mate, but the fan base don't really care, do they? They don't care about the football club. The fan base are just more interested in, oh, look at this shiny new toy. They don't really understand the legacy of Old Trafford and understand the historical element of Old Trafford. They don't understand what the Munich. Some of them probably can't even point out the Munich clock, you know. And this is what it is, you know. We're just a lost cause, guys. I'm sorry. We're just a lost cause. We're just so easily excited and we get all happy and all giddy about little small things and materialistic things. Guys, look, it doesn't matter about a new stadium if you ain't got a good football team. And listen, guys, there's no excuse for us not being able to redevelop Old Trafford where it is, because Real Madrid did it at the Bernabeu. Barcelona did it, in Barcelona. Why? You know what I mean? 10 years ago, Austria was always an outsider, but they improved much since then. They have proved. They're always hard to beat. A famous Austrian would be happy about it. Pick up my guy. I know who you're talking about. But anyway, listen, and perhaps he wasn't all wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna support Austria today. That's what my team is. Austria today. It's all good. They look like England. They're going to be England today. They got the white. They look like England. They're going to be England today. They got the white shorts and the red shirt. So I'm going to go with Austria today. Absolutely. Forget about Argentina. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. Yeah, it is the theatre of dreams, Sam, and we can't turn away from that. And our historical and our legacy and our heritage should never be forgotten. And it seems like people are so easily sweeping that under the carpet. Do you know what I mean? And it just drives me absolutely mad, you know. Mark, yeah, no new stadium, too much history to leave. Glazers out, Iniesta out, don't need a circus tent. Exactly. Look, listen, what I would say about it all, right, is if they invested in a football team, if they spent billions on a football team like other teams have done, and you know what, we became successful, and you know what, everything was great, and we're winning titles and challenge for titles, then I'll say to them, you know what, fair play. Maybe we do need to move stadium because they've invested in the team. They've shown that they care about the football team. You know, maybe we do need to move. You know what I mean? I would say that at the end of the day. But the fact they concentrate mainly on the vanity, because this is what it is, guys. This is all it is. Mark Goldbridge said it. It's the vanity project that they're putting at the forefront of everything. You know, instead of looking at Mateus Fernandes, instead of thinking about getting Mateus Fernandes, instead of thinking about getting transfers, they're thinking about a new stadium. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Yeah, at the end of the day. Rob, pink boots shouldn't be allowed. Well, you're minding me of salmon boots. What is it? Phil Jones, isn't it? At the end of the day, you know, Old Trafford is love, but we need to move on. We never move on from Old Trafford, because if you move on, you're going to get a big surprise. Only people who don't understand Man United say move on. Only people who've never been to Old Trafford say move on. Those are the only people who say that, because at the end of the day, that's our home. Do you know what happened? Do you know that? You know the history of Old Trafford? Do you know Old Trafford was bombed during the war? Do you know that? Do you know the history of it? Do you know exactly what the substance of what it is? We are who we are because of Old Trafford. Do you know who's played on that football pitch? Duncan Edwards, George Best, Bobby Charlton, Eric Cantona. All of them have graced that pitch. All of them. You think moving to a shiny new stadium because it makes you all happy and look all the lights and all that is going to make us a better football team? It's not. On the contrary, it's going to make us worse. If they want to build a new stadium, fix the bloody football team first, and that is what you should be killing. Stop living up Glazer's backside and in your backside, and start supporting the bloody football club and start learning your history and your heritage. That's what you should be doing. Everyone should be doing that. Stop falling for their little manipulation tricks and planting in the media. Absolutely. Absolutely, Kenny. See, Kenny's someone who knows about it. You know what I mean? And Marky Mark, exactly, invest in the team, stadium after. So Jim probably don't want around when it's that. He wants a vanity project. That's what it is. Kenny, what exactly drives you mad? What Spurs are more ambitious than us? Exactly. I know. It's annoying. You know what I mean? Anfield, Santiago Bernabeu, and Nou Camp never change stadium. Great teams do not change stadiums. This is what I'm talking about. And this is what they don't understand, this fan base. I mean, a lot of them don't understand the football club anyway. You know, they don't understand. They're just so blasé about it. Oh, it's nice we were at Old Trafford, but we need to move on. What are you talking about, bruv? What are you talking about, mate? What are you on about? You know, at the end of the day, all that jazz, mate. So you're calling Man United's history all that jazz. So guys, community, you know, 1958, all that jazz. Do you know what I mean? All that jazz. So basically blasé. There you go. There's a guy who doesn't. Arsenal moved on and it took them 25 years to win the title. You know what I mean? There you go. And they were rubbish here. If they were at Highbury, they would have won the league many more times. Let me tell you that right now. Blasé, all that jazz, but, you know, we need to do what's best. That's not best for the football club, alien dude. Moving to a new stadium is not best for football. Listen to me, who's been a fan for 40 years, right? You're privileged to support my football club. You should be lucky. You should be thanking me every single day. Thanks, Sal, for letting me support your football club, who I know nothing about. What you need to do is sit down, have a little wonder about all that jazz, about the Munich disaster, about that, all that jazz, right? And, you know, come back to me with your little lesson there, all right? Don't come on here with that nonsense about all that jazz. Duncan Edwards, people sacrifice their life for this club, for a circus tent. Get the hell out of there, man. Get the hell. Understand what this football club is, man. Understand what this football club is. You're just excited because you probably don't even live in England. You probably don't even understand Man United. You probably don't even understand where we come from and our history and our heritage. You just look at it, new stadium. Ooh, you know what I mean? You're going to point Old Trafford on the map, mate. And then just, that's the thing. And I'm not saying that to be cruel. I'm saying that to be, you know, to educate you. This is an education. You know what I mean? You don't come on here and say all that jazz, our history, all that jazz. Arsenal couldn't financially compete. Exactly. Because of the Emirates Stadium. Exactly. For how long? Exactly. We should be concentrating what is best for the football team, not what is best for you know what, a shiny new stadium. Look at this, how beautiful it is. Oh, look at our new stadium. Oh, congratulations for your stadium. What are Arsenal saying to Tottenham right now? Congratulations for your nice stadium. That's what they're doing. They're getting bantered right now. We're going to go to Old Trafford. You think we're going to go to Old Trafford and all of a sudden what's best for the football club, we're going to start becoming successful because we're in a new stadium? You know what I mean? How can you wish Old Trafford to be demolished? It's just beyond me. Please elaborate, because I can't understand. I don't understand these people. They think they know about the football club. They know nothing about it. 10 years ago, they didn't even know Man United existed, and they're coming out with this nonsense. You know what I mean? I supported this football club. Tyborg is supporting this football club. Tyborg understands the history. Kenny understands the history. Marky Mark understands his history. Do you know what I mean? Everyone understands the history. The only people who don't understand the history about this great football club are those chuff monsters who don't know nothing about the history. Our history is everything. Do you know what I mean? Everything about us. It separates us from everything. The Munich air disaster is what happened to us. It's adversity to the stars. Adversity to the stars, right? These things contribute to success and you can't fabricate that. You can't just go to a new pitch, new stadium, and just say, yeah, everything's going to be fine now. Everything's going to be gravy. Absolutely not. Michael Mark, first game at Old Trafford with my dad. Beckham scored from the halfway line. Now let's throw away that history. Exactly. Clint, they want to throw down Old Trafford for a shiny new stadium for their own pockets and drive the seat prices upwards for their own pockets. Exactly. Vanity project. Beyonce halftime. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, halftime things. At the end of the day, and that's what it is. You know. Halftime, was it halftime events? And Beyonce, maybe Alien Dude likes the aqua and all that. Maybe he likes to have a little bit of music dance, you know, during football and stuff like that. Good save from the keeper again. Yeah, maybe he likes that. Do you know what I mean? Look, Alien Dude, mate, you obviously don't understand what we're talking about. You're obviously a chuff monster. You obviously don't understand, mate. You don't understand what this club is about, mate. You're privileged to talk to me, mate. That's one thing it is, because you would never get close to me otherwise, mate, about this football club, about me telling you about this football club, right? I'm wasting my breath because you don't understand it. You wouldn't understand it. You wouldn't understand the legacy, mate. This is what I'm telling you. You don't understand. You think, oh, it's good for the football club for money, for their pockets, not ours, theirs. They're going to have prawn sandwich brigade. They're going to have the boxes, the season ticket holders. The seats are going to be taken away from people. The season ticket holders, the season tickets are going to be elevated to a ridiculous price. And that's what's going to happen. Wake up and smell the coffee, my good man. That's what it's all about. That's what you have to do. You know what I mean? Hi, Sal. Pesci fraud. Now FIFA must be discussed. Yeah, I mean, now they're going to have to give him a decision now. Asif. Big up Asif. How you doing, brother? Now they're going to have to give him a penalty later on. Alien do what they're investing into the signings first. Exactly that. Thank you. This is what it's all about. Invest in the team. Make Man United a fantastic football team first. Then everything falls into place because you're a good football team. What happens when you invest in your football team? You make money. You don't have to borrow money to build a stadium because you'll build the stadium organically because you've got a good football team and you win trophies and you get money. Just like we're in the Champions League this season, we got 100 million. That's what happens when you invest in the money. You can get even more if you like. If you want to invest in your team, then you can use that money to invest in the stadium like Sir Alex Ferguson used to do with the North Stand, with the South Stand, with the East Stand, with the West Stand, with the quadrants, whatever it was. Alex Ferguson built, but he built it organically. He didn't borrow any money from anybody. Absolutely. Dylan, so I have to, mate. I'm sorry. These are Glazonomics, mate. These people don't understand it. This is what they don't understand. They don't understand the fabric of this football club. They don't understand who this football club is, what this football club is, what this club means to me, why I support this. They didn't support this football club because of 1958, Duncan Edwards, Blanche Flower, and all the people that sacrificed their life for this football club. They didn't support Man United because of that. They supported Man United because they were successful. And that's all they did, right? Why we were successful. How did we become successful? By spending 10 billion on 100 billion on a bloody stadium, whatever, which is going to harm Man United in the long term. Absolute pathetic, you know. Tybo waited 30 years to see Old Trafford. Was crying like a baby. I was in my 40s and that's it. Absolutely. Any dude, I'm not reading your comments no more, mate. Sorry, mate. At the end of the day, you don't understand the football club. I'm sorry, mate. I don't know where you're from. I don't understand. I don't know you, but one thing I would say about it, you're way out of touch, my friend. And the little I say about it, the better. I think this book is, a bit better for you. You see this book here? Read it. This is for you. Read it, mate. The Psychology of Stupidity. I think you should. This book, in all good book outlets, mate, is that one. And also, there's another book for you, in case it doesn't jog your brain. Yeah, that one as well. There you go. Here we go. We're going to bring out these books a lot these days, you know what I mean? Because, people don't quite understand what it is at the end of the day. And also, guys, if you want, maybe, just maybe, let me just take this off. Maybe, just maybe, you should read this. Because in there, it will tell you all about that. You know what I mean? It's tell you all about that right there. It'll tell you all about the football. I mean, so maybe read it. Sal, there's lots of dispute among bigger Asif. There's lots of dispute among the fans about high price tag on players. Some say United should spend, and some say no, we're overpricing. What do you say? And I'm sure we will be on the same page. I hope so, Alien. But what I'm going to say is, I don't care about prices as long as it's not astronomically more. I just feel like this is typical. How can Tottenham afford players, but we can't afford players? How can Tottenham afford players and we can't afford players? I don't understand it. You know, it just drives me mad because let's think about Tottenham, right? Tottenham have got a new stadium. Tottenham are in debt like we are. So how can they afford Tonali and go after Fernandes and put the cash on the table and we can't? Now, I would like to think that, you know what I would like to think? I would like to think that, you know what, this is just a media plug and stuff like that. And, you know, maybe it's George Mendes trying to elevate the price and stuff like that and everything, all that jazz. I like to think, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the game over. It's mic drop time, isn't it? It's mic drop time. Sorry, Alien, but it's mic drop. I'm sorry, mate, but I had to cook you, mate. Sorry. I don't like cooking people, but when I do cook people for people, it's like a Christmas dinner, mate. So at the end of the day, I'm going to stuff you like a stuffing, like a turkey, and that's what I'm going to do, or stuffed crust pizza, whatever you like, mate. But that's what you are at the end of the day. Look, at the end of the day, I don't entertain people. Don't listen. You're not listening to me, my friend, right? I would read out everything you say and stuff like that, but when you just don't listen, I'm not going to even bother with you because the majority of fans think like me. The real fans think like me. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, nobody's crying. We're giving you an education, Alien, right? That's what we're doing. We're giving you an education that you need, right? Whether, you know, I don't know where you're living. I don't know who you are. I'm not going to judge that. But one thing I would say, you're very out of touch. I'm going to say it again. You're very out of touch. And if you came on my channel and I asked you a question about Man United, you'd probably be clueless to even answer what I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean? So what I would say to you, right, just go out there, maybe just have a look at some books. Internet's there. It's free. Google, you know, that's all free these days. You know what I mean? Back in the day, we didn't have that. I had to go out and get VHS tapes to learn about this football club and books to learn about this football club. Do you know what I mean? So maybe go out there. Nobody's crying, mate. Nobody's crying. The only thing is, it's pity for you, mate. It's pity. That's what it is. Nobody. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So, you know what I mean? Sort yourself out and get an education. That's it. I'm so you know, at the end of the day, all that jazz. You just spoke about the Munich. You know, the people who died for this football club. All that jazz. I don't know about this community. What you think about that? But that's disgraceful. That's an insult to this football club. History and all that jazz. Do you know where we come from? Do you know who sacrificed their life for this football club? Do you actually have an idea who sacrificed their life for this football club? Died for a Muppet to come on here in 2026 and say all that jazz. Wow. All right, mate. All right. Yeah. But listen. Sometimes, guys, I just feel like some people were better off not discovering football because I know a lot of people discovered football in 1997. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, absolutely. But you're not getting your comments read out, mate. Old Trafford is not beyond fixing. It would take time and money, but it can be done. I agree, Tyberg, absolutely. But Tyberg, you're in touch with the football club. You're in touch with the football club, and you know everything, you know, about the football club. You know, you've supported this club a very long time, so I have, you know, now no doubt about it. You know what I mean? But it won't cost much more. This is the thing. Agreed, Sal. Champions League money and Premier League money, sales plus the club clause money. There is no way United can't buy, but our past experience to bring high profile like Pogba and Sancho drain us. Yeah, look, it's not about getting the most expensive player, as it's about getting the right player in. And I think Anderson is the right player. I think Mateus Fernandes is the right player. They're not Galacticos, but we all can see that they're very good players and they've got a higher ceiling, isn't it? Angelo Stiller, good player, higher ceiling. You know, look, we got 191 million for finishing third in the league. We got 100 million from the Premier League. We get 200 million in revenue, not including the season tickets, the jerseys. We release free jerseys, right, that we're going to sell and we're going to make a lot of money from. Then you got Rasmus Sal. Then you got saving money on the Rashford, Sancho, Casemiro wages. That's going to be millions a year. You know what I mean, guys? So then you've got obviously the players that we might sell, like Xerxes, like Ugarte and other players like that. You know, so we've got money. As if you know we got money. You know, at the end of the day, you know. Real Madrid stadium is prime as upgrade. Dylan, I've been to Real Madrid. I don't know. Obviously, alien dude. Obviously, he's alien to Man United. Ironically, his name's Alien. But what I would say is this, right? Bernabeu, I've been to a number of times. I've been to the Bernabeu many times, right? The Bernabeu is in the middle of Madrid. There's a motorway, right? There's a motorway. right? If you walk down from Hotel Castellana and you walk all the way down, there's the Bernabeu. And there's a big motorway that goes down, right? It's surrounded by flats and apartments, surrounded by flats and apartments. They still built the new Bernabeu. They still built the new Bernabeu. They showed that they can do it. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, they showed what they can do. They still built the new Bernabeu. Nikki, absolutely. Buy cheap, buy twice. When you're starting any business and you want people to be attracted to that business, you have to invest. You have to invest. You know, if you truly want to be successful as a businessman, you have to invest. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. And going cheap, like I said, success wasn't brought around cheap. Not in football, definitely. If you're cheap, you're not going to be successful. Simple as that. Nobody's cheap who is successful today, right? You can't be cheap. And at the end of the day, in this Premier League, in this hemisphere, you either sink or you swim. It's basically what it is. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. Raja Spy, what's going on, my good man? Hope you're doing well. Oh, corner comes in from Austria, almost. Hope you're doing well. Big up yourself. Hope everything is blessed with you, my friend. Hope everything is good with you. We've got, how long we had? 28 minutes gone, guys. 28 minutes gone. It's still nil-nil between Argentina and Austria. Argentina missed a penalty earlier on, of course. Maybe that's given Austria some confidence. Here is Sabitzer. Sabitzer on the ball here. Passes it out wide. Can they get the cross in? There you go. Cleared away. Asif, last season, whatever wanted United, Bumo, Cunha, Sesko, and United overpaid and got the deals through. Now this time it seems that like our targets are looking for the best wage offers. Yeah, that's what it is. But you know, at the end of the day, this is life, and you either do that or you don't. And if you don't do that, if you don't pay up, you're not going to get success, and that's the bottom line, isn't it? Bernabeu is in the middle of the town. They had to overcome a lot of licensing and regulations, especially with the things like noise, but they made it through. And now they have a brilliant. They're the best stadium in the world, in my opinion, man. Them. And let's talk about the new camp. How difficult it was to regenerate the new camp. Many of us have been to the new camp. I've been to Bernabeu. I've been all around the world watching Man United. And when I went to the Bernabeu, obviously, I looked at it and I felt, you know what, it's going to be very difficult to expand the Bernabeu. They're going to have to move away, but they did it in the middle of the city. If you know, you know. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, how tight the Bernabeu is. When you go around the Bernabeu, right, and you come out of Santiago Bernabeu station, it is, you go around it, you cross the road, and it's all around the stadium. It's tight. It's really tight. And for them to do that and make it happen goes to show you that you don't need to move away just because you want to put your name everywhere. The only reason, guys, let me just say, the only reason they want to move away from Old Trafford is so that they can put their name all over the stadium. Because they know they can't put their name over the Old Trafford. They know they can't put their rubber stamp their name on it. They know they can't. But with the new Old Trafford, they can make the Jim Ratcliffe stand, can't they? You know, they can do all that. They can't turn the Sir Alex Ferguson stand into the Jim Ratcliffe stand, even if they refurbish it, can they? It's still going to be the Sir Alex Ferguson stand, right? Or the Bobby Charlton stand, right? It's always going to be like that. Do you know what I mean? Oh, goodness me, Austria holding on here. They're really holding on. Do you know what I mean? So that's why they wanted a new stadium. This is the bottom line. It is a vanity project, guys. It is a vanity project. I will not have any of this nonsense that, about anything else. That it's not a vanity. It's a vanity project, man. And all they care about is basically, having their name rubber stamped everywhere, whether it's Ineos Stadium, hotels as well. That's what they're interested in, hotels and stuff like that, making money, making a stage for concerts and things like that. Goodness me, we're turning into a proper commercial club now, aren't we? Austria is giving them a game. Absolutely. Mate, I could school you. I'm not, you know what? My granddad knows more about football and he's dead, mate. So listen, than you, mate. I can come on it and I'll school you about everything, mate. I wouldn't do that because I feel sorry for you, mate. Right? You claim to support Man United. You're on my channel. You're making a nuisance of yourself. You're arrogant, right? You're persistent with your arrogance, right? How many penalties did Argentina have in 2022? Answer me that question, mate. maybe learn your little bit of history yourself. Ask yourself that question. Your IQ is low, which is why you call yourself alien, because you're probably alien from everybody in your life because your opinion's so. Thomas, and one more, mate. You're no more blocked. That's it. All right, Thomas. It's laughable how Manchester United fans are so easy manipulate with a picture of a new stadium. It's embarrassing. Exactly, Thomas. You see, there's people like you, Thomas, and there's people like Alien Pratt. You know what I mean? Absolutely. With Mateus Fernandes, George Mendes doesn't allow his players to come out and say they prefer a club. He just works on the deals. But he has done Mandem. He has said he wants Man United as a priority. He said he's a priority. He's prioritized Man United. He has done. The thing is that what George Mendes is trying to do, he's trying to get the biggest price for West Ham and himself. That's it. Big up, Mandem. Big up. Alien dude, ask you nicely to stop, mate, arguing with every sentence. What you wrong with me? He's an idiot, mate. He's an idiot. Some people, they're like, this generation, they don't really understand. They don't listen, which is why none of them are very good at anything. It's as simple as that. Do you know what I mean? That's why our generation is better than theirs. Dylan, Messi is not Mr. Bennett. He can't even score a pen. There you go. There you go. I'm wrong then. Dylan's caught me out here. I'm wrong. He's not Mr. Penalty because he can't even score a penalty. There you go. Absolutely. Why did they give the penalty? A foul. A foul. He fouled him in the box. Didn't win the ball. Took him down. Foul. Asif Sal, we've discussed on many times in the last 2 years that United should bring players who want to come to United only, and some prefer City over us. There's no point bidding. No, Asif. No. Don't go there, Asif. No, he didn't prefer Man City. He did not prefer Man City. We've not discussed this. Don't put words in my mouth. We've not discussed this. Asif, we are not bidding for him. He has no choice to go to Man City. He doesn't have a choice. If Man United bid and put the money on the table, he will go to Man United. Let me tell you that right now. But we're not bidding. How can you say that he's chosen Man City when they're the only team bidding for him? Let's not go down that Glazer-nomic sort of thing. I've not spoken about that. That's a lie. I've not said that. Never. Right? No way. How can you say that someone prefers something if we're not even going after him and showing that we want him? It has to be a two-way thing, mate. You have to want him. He has to want you. Two things. Anderson wants us, but we don't want to pay the money. So how can he chose Man United over us when they're willing to put the money down and we're not willing to put the money down? So if Mateus Fernandes goes to Tottenham, it's not because he rejected Man United. It's because we didn't put the money down. It's as simple as that. That is not choosing. That's not choosing. Do not get manipulated by Glazer-nomics and Ineos, because that's what they do. I don't understand how people can't process this. It's like, I mean, come on. You know what I mean? They have not bid. They haven't put the money down on the table, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? Also, I really don't care about those PR piece of a stadium. That will take some time to be done. Well, it's going to take 10 years, mate. It's a long time. You know, we're too old for that. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. Nikki, exactly this. The new stadium is for make money and the working class fan. Exactly. And where did Man United come from? Man United come from the working class. Chance for Argentina. They're in the box. And it's wide. Yeah, Man United come from the working class. That's where Man United come from. Do you know what I mean? And people don't understand that. People don't understand where we come from. This is the problem. This is the issue I'm having. It's very hard to dig in, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. Too many know the history of too many of us know the history of United to let these owners pull the wool over our eyes. Absolutely. So kids, Gregory. Yeah. Big up. I can't see his comments, mate. So at the end of the day, I've got ability to block out the comments. It's fine. We are the other clubs after Anderson. Exactly. You know, they can't afford the price, mate. But it doesn't mean, Nicky, that he's not chosen us. You know, he's not chosen us. Yeah, I got it, Gregory. I got you, mate. I know. Much love, Gregory. I know, man. I know. But yeah, he's not chosen us. No one can afford him at the moment. That's the thing. He's 120 odd million. But if Man City put the money on the table, does it mean he's rejected Man United? It's not. That's not the truth, is it? It's just that he had no choice. You know, I think he's worth it. I think he's a Man United player. That's it. Man United have been twerking for Anderson for 9 months and never put the money bid on for him. Exactly that. There you go. I don't like the indirect thing, making excuses for them. Let's not make excuses for them. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Absolutely not. Let's not make excuses. Some people can't accept defeat, Thomas. Sorry. I think should be more patient, avoid panic, and wait for the season to start. We all know the window. No, mate. No, Asif. No, Asif. 1-0. And it's Messi again. It's 1-0 this time. It was going to come, guys. It's 1-0 to Argentina. It's Messi again. Is it Messi? It is Messi again. 1-0 to Argentina. There you go. One 0 to Argentina. 1-0. It was coming. They were dominating. Also, we are waiting for the new financial year to begin before we bid for Fernandes. They do out of a lot of things because it's slow. And then we're going to get 4 players. Look, you know what? The thing that Asif, and anyone who agrees Alien is going to be blocked today. Right. And that's what's going to happen today. Because at the end of the day, you know, they're not understanding what we're talking about. Be patient is the wrong thing to say. You know, the problem with Asif, right, is that, you know, he thinks he knows, but he doesn't. And I have to keep schooling him on things. I like him, but he comes on and he says an older nonsense, like, be patient. Like, patient when we had a 4 out of 10 window last summer, mate. When we came 15th, we didn't fix the midfield. You know what I mean? And that contributed to Ruben Amorim being sacked. So we should be patient. We should be calm. We should give him an opportunity. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, nah, man. You come on this channel, speak sense. Yeah, no surprise, one-man team. No surprise, I've got 3-1 before the game. I think they're going to win this easily, to be honest with you. It's too easy, to be honest with you. That's a solid scoreline. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely, it's a solid scoreline. Yeah, man, it's a solid scoreline. We have to be patient. Guys, just listen to this. We have to be patient. We have to wait till this. You have to do this. Guys, come on, don't give me that rubbish, man. You have to put pressure on. That's what you have to do. You have to put pressure on. You know what I mean? I hope they do, Raja. I doubt it, though. They can't score goals, mate. I doubt it. They can't score goals. Unless United places the actual bid to players, a current club, that he cannot be acquired regardless of what has been worked out with the player. Exactly, Gregory. Unless you agree a fee with the club, you can't come out and say he's chosen them over us. I mean, you know, some people shock me. You know what I mean? I don't know why I read out their comments, man. They shock me. They're absolutely idiotic. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and you know, guys, Asif is on Alien Dude's side, so I'm not gonna read out his comments anymore because he's an irritant, just like Alien was. You know, so I'm not gonna do that anymore, man. Can bugger off. Thomas, oh my God, he said, suppose to be patient. Glazers are obviously only care about the money and they don't give a shit about the club. They treat fans like shit and we are only customers. Absolutely. Asif's had the stinker there, mate. Absolute stinker. Absolute stinker. You know what I mean? Absolute idiot. Idiotic comment. I'm sorry. Nikki, City have gone quiet on Anderson and I thought City were after Tonali and not Spurs. There's a lot going to happen. Don't worry about that in regards to Anderson. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Tyborg, it is the fact that the window, they are slow. I would tolerate that. But we all know they did the same thing for 2 decades. Exactly, Tyborg. People want to gaslight them. Secretly Glazonomic fans. That's what they are, mate. Secret fans of Glazers, secret fans of Ineos. And those I don't entertain. I don't entertain them. I don't entertain secret fans of Ineos and secret Glazer fans. Not for me. Not for me, man. I don't sugarcoat it either. I will tell you about the birds and the bees. I will tell you about it. I'm not going to sugarcoat that crap. You know what I mean? Absolutely not. Oh, we need to be patient. Who the F you talking about, mate? Listen, mate, you need to be patient about learning about the football club, mate. You know what I mean? I'm going to have to bring out the book again. But both of these, the brain and stupidity, it is one of it's two of the same thing. There you go. Absolutely. I'm going to have to bring out the book. Sorry. There you go. You don't. They don't. People don't listen. They don't listen. Do you know what I mean? And I don't. Anyone who comes on here defending the Glazers, defending Ineos, I can't tolerate it. It's one thing religiously I'm like on this channel. I don't tolerate it. You know, you can have your opinion, you can have that, but when you're backing Ineos, despite the evidence, because we got the evidence there, it's not like they just come into the football club and they're new. They've been here for a couple of years. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Yeah. Some people are still not evolutionized. Some people are still in the, caveman days. You know what I mean? They're not evolutionized in the way they think. They're just so excited by billionaires and things like that. You know, Tyborg, I've got a lot of books. I've read a lot of books, Tyborg, in my life. Do you know what I mean? If you learn about me, guys, I do read. I'm not, and I read a lot of books about Man United. You know what I mean? I don't do anywhere near enough as I should do anymore. But yeah, I do. Like, I've got loads of different ones. Emotional intelligence. This is what it is. Emotional intelligence. I think this one is a good one as well. I think a lot of people need to learn about that as well. You know what I mean? That is lots. Gregory, Sal, after your comments last week, I watched that big streamer with the new eyes, and what he was saying made me hope that he is not least. He was saying made me hope he is you alike while saying nothing and ripping off your statements. Who's the big one? Who's the big one, Gregory? I can't really not least. Sal, after your comments last week, I watched that big streamer with new eyes, and what he was saying made me hope he is least leaving you a like while saying nothing and ripping you off like statements. Yeah. There's a lot of people rip off my statements, mate. It's been going on for a long time. You know what I mean? I just come to accept it now. You know what I mean? I've come to accept that, YouTube, right, is such a big place. You just can't control everything. If you try and control everything, it's just insanity, isn't it? I've come to accept that. At the end of the day, people go, who is it? Who is it? Let me know. Marky, exactly. No one trusts him at all. This ball needs to go. I hate the Glazers. I hate that worked for them in Florida. I had an aunt who worked for them in Florida at Tampa Bay, treated her like crap. Thank you very much, mate. I've heard so many stories like that. Marky Mark, you legend. I've heard so many stories like that. It's unbelievable. Raja, you're a good guy, Sal. So are you, brother. Hope your YouTube channel does well. Thank you, mate. I read more like 300 books, Sal. I have almost 700 at home. That's why you're so intelligent, mate. That's why you're intelligent. How did he rip off? Gregory, can I ask you a question? How did he rip off my statement? Because he believes the opposite of me. He's living up the Glazers' backside and Ineos' backside. So how's he ripped off me? Just a question. I'm just curious. Evolutionary psychology. I did an assignment, and Zam, well done, mate. Nikki, you see, there's some intelligent people on this stream. Absolutely. Like to read, but I find it hard to focus. It's not easy, Raja. I haven't read a long time. I should read more. You know what I mean? I don't really read enough. You know what I mean? I do read a lot of books about Man United, though. He streams right after your morning. Yeah, he does. I know him, but I just want to know how's he taking my statements, because obviously me and him, we think different ends of the spectrum. He's getting paid by someone allegedly. I'm not. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, guys, absolutely. He's getting paid, but I'm not. Mate, let me just say something about Alien Dude. Alien Dude's been banned, right? He's talking about my viewers and stuff like that, right? Listen, mate, I'm retired in Abu Dhabi, mate. You're sitting in a barn somewhere chewing pavements, right? Milking elephants. Just be quiet, mate. If you can milk elephants, you're probably trying to milk them off, innit? Absolutely. Sam, do you think Lionel Messi would have been able to do loads of goals without growth hormone? No, because he was too short, wasn't he? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Asif, you're old enough to know what you said, mate. I'm not even on it, mate. I'm not going to entertain it, mate. You're old enough to know what you said. You should know about Man United and how I feel about them. Especially since the Glenios have joined, they haven't yet showed us anything to back or be patient about. We are calling these red flags out because we are tired of seeing rivals lifting trophies. Exactly. This last 10 years, this decade, we've seen Liverpool, we've seen Arsenal, we've seen City dominate the league. Exactly, man. Them. You know what I mean? Are we going to continue seeing that? And I'm passionate. I'm angry because I know what we need. And I know actually we're not that far away if we back it up. And if we if we put money into the team, into the club. Do you know what I mean? We're not that far away. If the Glazers and India don't back Carrick, the Glazers and India, who's that? Glazers and Ineos, sorry, don't back Carrick up with the major signings, then it's time to let them go. Exactly, Rajat. Spot on. Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. Now, he's not like me. Adam's not like me. We're two different ends of the spectrum. Adam got a platform because of Mark Goldbridge. I didn't have Mark Goldbridge platform, by the way. So that's different, isn't it? Have you read books, Lord of the Rings and Hobbit? No, mate. Not yet. No. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was thinking, what? Are we getting taken over by... Are we getting taken over by Indians? Oh, India. What is it? I even heard of that one. Do you know what I mean? Big up, my friend Rajat, of course. Gregory, whenever he pushes back from the Glinios narrative, he uses using your points. Yeah, because I'm on just before him, and you know I would argue that I know more about him than football in general. Right? I'm not arrogant, but I do. You know, he speaks on a view of one-sided thing and stuff like that. But I would love to have him on the channel and discuss it. And because I know I like Adam. I don't dislike him. You know what I mean? But I think his point of views are a little bit, you know, too much on the Glazonomic sort of thing. And I think he needs to, you know, look at things in a context kind of thing and understand that, you know, it's we are being owned by leeches here, you know, and just because you supported them before they came into the football club doesn't mean you continue supporting them because, you know, you want to be proven right. Because then it becomes an egotistical thing and stuff like that, you know, and that's the problem. Now, of course, if Ineos come out and Ineos have an absolute generational window this summer, which we need, by the way, I'm going to come out and say, well, fair play. I'm going to come out and say, congratulations. They've done absolutely fantastic. Do you know what I mean? You know, I'm going to say that. But one thing I know is that if we continue back in Ineos, right, praising them for nothing, right, praising them for nothing, why are they going to invest in Man United? Because they've already got us by the cojones. Why are they going to do that? Because we already lowered their expectation. And when you lower their expectation, they will give you what you expect. That's what billionaires do. They will give you what you expect. They won't give you what you want. They won't elevate and go above. Because that's how billionaires like Jim Ratcliffe think. You know what I mean? This is why I love your channel. Big up, Mark. We have plenty of us with football IQ to call out the crap. Yeah, look. At the end of the day, I blocked Alien Dude. He was just being a nuisance. Sorry, guys. I don't really block people, but I had to block him. Sorry, guys. The Glazers are greedy like Orcs. Absolutely. I'm tired of Man City and Liverpool winning. Exactly, Rajat. Me too, mate. Me too. Here. It's past time for the Glazers to go. Glazers out and Ineos out, in my opinion. People, let's remain civil. If you can't debate something without being childish, just move on. You don't have to comment your nonsense over here. Thank you so much, man. Legend. Tyberg, autotype is terrible sometimes, Rajesh. I was in the Bruges Belgium the other day. I asked for a direction, and the translator said to this guy, "Can I?" Oh my God, my goodness me. I'm lucky you're still here. My goodness me, can you imagine that? That's why. Do you know what, Tybo? You know, I try to do that when I go to Italy. I try to do that kind of thing. You know that I have the automatic translation on there and stuff like that. And sometimes you're like, what? Like they talk and I read it and like, what? Hey, yeah, you got to be careful, isn't it? I don't think that that technology is quite there yet, guys. Absolutely, we've got 7 minutes of injury time, guys. Just to let you know, in this game. If you don't agree, it's fine, nothing wrong, but be respectful and professional, please, Raja. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, but Alien Dude's blocked. He will never come on this channel again. That's it. You know what I mean? No one that ever speak to him ever again. And that's the thing, isn't it? You know, it's no skin off my nose. It doesn't. At the end of the day, you know what I mean. These people talk about my views and this and that. I was successful before YouTube. Before YouTube came around, all these people, all these big content creators need YouTube. They needed YouTube to be successful. I didn't need YouTube to be successful. I was on television before YouTube was around, when it was difficult to get on television. I was on Sky Sports when it was difficult to get on Sky Sports. There was no helping hand and no analytics and all them things that are available now. I did it back then. I was in the music industry 20 years. So these people can talk their smack, they talk their rubbish. I would rather have a small number of people watching me who have knowledge of the game than 100,000 watching me who have zero. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Glinios will always stab fans in the back. Exactly. Yeah, that's the correct Tybo auto tag. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Absolutely. Raja, have the money to buy new expensive Rolls Royce and Aston Martins when it comes to Man United and don't support. Exactly. They don't give a damn, mate. They don't give a damn, you know, at the end of the day. One thing I don't mind people having an opinion. This is what I don't. This is a democracy. But the thing is, what people don't quite understand is that when people talk without listening, that's when I have a problem. Like, they're not taught to come out with any logic. If I ask them a fair question, right? Why do you support Ineos and the Glazers? Why? What's the evidence for you to support them? Right? It's a bit like Carlos Baleba. When people support Carlos Baleba, I ask them, why do you support Carlos Baleba? Why do you want Carlos Baleba at Man United? What's the reason that you want Carlos Baleba at Man United? And that's what I say to them. And if they can't come up with a proper answer, trust me, bruv, I'm not going to accept that. You know what I mean? If people come out to me and you have to be patient, trust me, bruv, I'm not going to accept that. They've been here 2 years. What evidence suggests that they care about this football club? Please tell me. You know, the biggest thing that irritates me and upsets me, to be honest with you, is when people refer to Man United's history as all that jazz, right? That was it for me. When you're talking about Manchester United and you're talking about the Glazers, you're talking about, and when you're talking about the Busby Babes, you're talking about Sir Matt Busby, you're talking about Duncan Edwards, you're talking about Bobby Charlton, you're talking about George Best, right? You're talking about all those souls that sacrificed themselves for this football club. And you say that history and all that jazz. Who the hell are you to say something about our football club and claim that you support this football club? It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Do you know what I mean? We always see the red flags and call it out while people are still bootlicking Glinios. That's why we are currently on Glinios watch and not on Carrick. We know that how Carrick is, so need to be back. Exactly that. No manager has been a problem at Man United. No manager, you know, has been a problem. It's been the board. The board have been the problem, you know. Glazers can't stop disappointing the fans. They'll be here for flipping years. Yeah, exactly, Bobby. Exactly, Sal. This channel from the ground up of truth keeps speaking the gospel. Thank you, my bro. These people and they're idiots want everyone to like them. Yeah, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in being liked. I know real people. Marky Mark's one of them. Bobby's another one. People, Ephraim, all those people in this channel that support this channel, loyal to this channel. Everyone today who's in the chat right now are loyal to this channel and they know what we're on about. They know where we're coming from. They know what we're talking about. You know what I mean? They don't just argue for irritants and things like that. You know what I mean? They talk sense. Like, we don't always agree. It's not all about that. But one thing, like I said, guys, is that anyone who comes on here and tells me to be patient on my channel, anyone who comes on here saying that, oh, well, Anderson chose Man United, chose Man City over us, I'm not interested in that, because you're not looking at it. You're not understanding what's going on. You're just looking at it from the point of view, you want to support the Glazers and Ineos, and you hope that they do well because you want to support them blindly. And that's what I do. Ineos and the Glazers, absolutely. It's good to know that some phrases on your own in the language of whichever country you are visiting, in addition to the software on your cell phone, we had to pick up the little language simple. Yeah, it's difficult sometimes. Big up. So I can stand some big content creators twerking for Nicki Minaj, our rivals Arsenal. It pisses me off. I unsubscribe for them channel. You have to sometimes, man. You have to have that sanity, you know, at the end of the day. Do you think we will end up with Baleba? I mean, Azan, no. I don't think we'll get Baleba now. I'll be honest, Azan, my friend. I think they've clocked onto it, even though we joke around and said we're probably going to get Baleba. I don't think we're going to get Baleba, to be honest with you. Absolutely not. Tybog, all that jazz basically to the ground, what we have today, without all that jazz, they wouldn't be Man United if you think about Munich. Exactly, Tybog. All that jazz. You know? Imagine you're talking about any disaster that happened in the world, so Tybog, you know, and stuff like that. Like, and you say, well, all that jazz that you went through, you'd be like, what? Wouldn't you? Yeah, you'd be like, all that jazz? What you on about? It's crazy. Do you have any information if there is anything going on in the fan base so we can get these leeches out? Or do you have a knowledge that you can share? Man United at the moment are run by obviously the Red Army and obviously 1958 and stuff like that. So it's very difficult to get in touch with them because they think they're elite. They think they're better than everyone else. Now, a few years ago, I did the 58th minute walkout. Right? Basically, at the 58th minute, everyone walks off out of the football ground. And I got heavily criticized for that and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They want to do it. They're the ones who want to do it. I've called out the protest as a glorified sing-along, because that's what it is at the end of the day. It's not intimidating. It's not consistent. And whenever anything happens that is remotely positive, they forget about the protests and stuff like that. So I've taken a seat back. I've done my work. I went to Qatar. I went on Qatar television. I done an interview, and I spoke to people representing Qatar, and I spoke to them about Man United, about how important it is for Man United to have a full staff. You know, and there you go. And big up, Rob, my legend. I'm so glad I found you, mate. It's good to have Rob. I always see you on the other channels and Terry and all that. Big up, Terry, obviously, and stuff like that all day long. And obviously, all the people have been doing it for a long time. And big up, Rob. I see you every time. I see you all the time on other channels and stuff like that. It's good to have you here, mate. Don't hate Baleba. Getting him shows about everything that's wrong with the club. Exactly. Greg, we should pause pulling our guts out over the club's apparent inaction in this window. That accomplishes nothing. A change is going to come after July the 1st, especially once the World Cup concludes. No, Gregory, it's not. No, Gregory, it's not. And you're going into that zone again. It's not going to change because this is what they said last year. And we had a 4 out of 10 window, Gregory. Do not lower that do not go to that mediocrity level, Greg. Right? Because that's what the media, they're not going to do that. They're not going to all of a sudden go out there and sign 7, 8 players that we need, Greg. They're not. They'll sign a couple, mate. All right? Just to let you know, do not fall for that. Do people have a poor memory or something like that? Is there a problem? Do I need to get out the book about memory or the brain again? Because at the end of the day, I don't think people are quite listening or watching or keeping it in their head by what they did last summer, on their first summer, with their only manager that they've employed at that time. No, it's not about what happens in July. There's no reason why they can't agree deals with Mateus Fernandes, with Alex Scott, with all these players in principle, verbally now, and announce it. Why can't they do that? Because what that does, it saves time, doesn't it? Right? It saves time. So when it comes to July the 1st, or it's not going to be July the 1st because players are going to have holidays, by the way. Right? It's going to be after that. So when end of July comes, by the way, Greg, then they're going to start doing work. And by that time, it's going to be too late to do the work that needs to be done because we're going to say, darn it, everyone's on holiday. What are we going to do? Do you know what I mean? So, no. I've been on many YouTube channels over the last years, but nothing beats Sal's channel, Football Knowledge on Point. Thank you, Bobby. Much love, man. And yours, man. And yours. And I'm open to complimenting everyone. And I will sit here and be corrected by anyone who schools me on football about Man United because it's all about Man United. It's not about me. And unfortunately, there are people out there, big channels, people in the comments, everything like that, who just want to be right. And that's it. That's all they want to be. But I will call the facts as they are. You know what I mean? Now, I like Greg, but he's had a stinker there with that. You know, let's wait until July. That's a stinker, mate. That's an absolute stinker of a comment because that's what we did last year. Let's wait until the new fiscal year, the financial year. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We ended up 4 players, mate, when we came 15th. No wing backs, no midfielders, no backup striker, nothing, no wingers. We signed Lamens in the season. when the season had already started. That's why we lost to Arsenal, you know? Azan, brother, I wanted to ask you, are you from India? No, Azan, I'm from England. I'm from the UK, London. I'm mixed race. I do have, I'm all sorts of, I've got lots, basically. I'm basically like the United Nations in one human being. You know what I mean, at the end of the day. But yeah, big up Azan. Big up Azan, it's good to have you here, my brother. Good to see you, man. Absolutely. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. I'm from the UK, mate. I'm from London. I live in the UAE. I live here. Maybe that's where the tan comes from. When I visited Old Trafford, I have immediately seen how unrecognizable the fans are compared to any German club. So I'm not really surprised. They can't unite against the Glazers, unfortunately. This is the problem, Tybo, and this is something that I've been fighting for years. And I just gave up with it because at the end of the day, then you can't teach an old dog new tricks and all that stuff. Of course, sadly, it is an infection and a cancer in our football club that people can't change. And it is the problem with Man United. One of the biggest problems of Man United is we have cults within the fan base, like different sections and different cults, and Player FC, Manager FC, Glazers FC, Ineos FC, whatever it is. Believe everything you read FC. And we have so many of them. We've had a few in the channel, right? And the problem is one of the key characteristics that I've realized about people who support Ineos and people who support the Glazers, they don't want to listen to anybody. I've come on this channel and I've said to many times, I've said, if the Glazers prove me wrong, if Ineos prove me wrong, I will hold my hands up and say, well played. They did well this summer. What a summer. Well played, man. Congratulations. But none of them, all those Glazer people gaslighting the Glazers and gaslighting everyone to support Ineos, all those people there will never say a thing wrong about their daddy, Jim Ratcliffe. No, I mean, they will not say one thing remotely wrong about him. So when I come in on critique fairly, I don't insult him. I don't call him an old this and that. I talk about business and talk about what he's doing for the football club. I don't come on and call people board frauds, Portuguese fraud and all that, what people were doing under Amorim and Ten Hag. What they don't understand is that they lack the characteristic that I've heard about Ineos and the Glazer supporters. They lack the ability for debate. They lack the ability because they get schooled, because a lot of time they talk rubbish, so they get embarrassed. They get embarrassed. So what their idea of defending the argument is basically, insults. And when you insult, you've already lost the battle. Big up Azan, big up Tybog, big up Raja. Welcome Azan to the family. Big up. Glinios are doing it on purpose. It's by design, yeah, and not by coincidence. The history since they took over is there to see for everyone. And this is the thing, isn't it? So when people say wait until July, wait until this, do that, wait until that, mate, at the end of the day, like I said this morning, I won't come on here and be screaming and shouting and effing and blinding, but I certainly won't say, let's wait until July. No, because deals can be done now, verbally and in principle. And with the work that needs to be done at our football club, we need deals to be done verbally and in principle now, so that when the World Cup finishes, we've already got some of those deals almost over the line. They just need to sign and get the medical done. Well, Edison's already got his medical. You know what I mean? So look at Edison, for example, right? Edison was announced. We've agreed, principle, verbally. He's had his medical. Dove. Right, that deal isn't official. That deal gets done officially in July. So when I don't hear anything about Mateus Fernandes is agreed, or, and we're ready, we've agreed a fee with the club and I know that they're not working hard enough. I know they're trying to wait until the end of the World Cup, kick the ball down the road and wait until, they run out of time. Because that's what they do. This is the Glazonomics. This is the Glinios way. Run out of time. They want the stadium because the stadium is a fabricated mark of success in their eyes. So a lot of people, billionaires, they build tall towers like Donald Trump, right? He built tall towers, the Trump towers and stuff like that. A lot of billionaires build tall towers because it's a signal of power. And that's what infrastructure is. So basically, when they want to build a new stadium, they're not doing it because they want Man United to be the best this and the best that. They're doing it because of themselves. And they're doing it because they feel that, having a new stadium represents them. Look what we've done. Here's our hallmark. Here's who we are. This is Ineos. This is Jim Ratcliffe. I did this. And that's what it is. Do you know what I mean? And that's the problem. Big up. He's a big up Tybo. I'm happy with Sesko. I think he will be a great deal striker, but it seems like no. What I would say is that we need backup. We do need backup. We can't rely on one striker. We need another striker, definitely. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. I'm simply wanting to relax before the tension grows and allows the club to handle things. You're right that the club cannot be trusted to do the thing that needs to be done. What can fans personally do? Keep speaking, keep mentioning, keep shouting, keep screaming. It resonates, and that's what you do. And keep talking about it. Keep putting on pressure. Keep disagreeing with the content creators. Go on other content creators and saying you're talking rubbish, mate. Why are you so up at Glazer's backside? Why are you so up in his backside? Things like that. You've got to do it. It's not nice. Of course, it's not. But you have to you have to teach these people what about these things. You know. Anyway, guys, the second half is about to start. It is 1-0 to Argentina, courtesy of who else? Lionel Messi. 1-0 here. Good goal for Messi, by the way. Very good goal. Wasn't a penalty this time. And we are underway in the second half, guys. We are underway. We got everyone? He's only joking, Azan. He's only joking. Rajesh, Sal, quality in your channel is far more better than quantity on some other channels that are greedy. Thanks, man. I have up to 200, 300 people watching every morning. It's not that bad. I don't think that's bad. All right, my watch-alongs, not many. Like, I don't get as many as the watch-alongs. You know what I mean? But that grows anyway. That'll grow over time because so many people do watch-alongs. But in the morning, I've had a lot of people watching me in the morning. I don't understand why people say I have 20 people. I have 300 odd people in the morning, early in the morning, watching, and I have these legends here with me now. You know what I mean? Sal, it's enough to say you're a good person. Ethnicity is overrated. You seem like a person who has a head on your shoulders. Much love, brother. Thank you, Tomasz. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. That's what it's all about, mate. Man United transcend race and culture and everything. Man United are an international club, and it should be treated as such. And that's how we are. But one thing is for certain, it's not like I'm coming on this channel and talking about Ineos and the Glazers without evidence. I have evidence. If this went to the court of law, OJ Simpson's lawyer wouldn't get them out of trouble. You know what I mean? This is how it is. This is what I'm talking about. We have the evidence there to suggest what we're talking about, to back up what we're talking about. When I talk about the Glazers and Ineos, they tell me, oh, they're doing a good job. Okay, please explain to me how they're doing a good job. And that's what I say. And they can't explain it. They can't give me an answer on why they doing a good job. They can't give me that. And I'm like, just give me one reason why you think they're doing a good job. Is it without having to use trust me, bruv? You know what I mean? And they can't. Big up, Tomasz. Tybo, just kidding. Of course, yeah, he's just kidding. Nazam, big up, Tybo. So what they are going to be twiddling their thumb, watching some fresh paint dry. Was big up, my friend. I'm from my mother's womb, but certainly living in India. Big up, Hassan. Big up, my friend. Get you? I think we all are. They are playing in Dallas in Jerry at Jerry World. Yeah, I like the stadium. It's a nice stadium, to be fair. Dallas Cowboys. You remember? Was it Dallas the series? I used to watch that. I know a lot of Brits who's gone to Dallas, and they're going to the set of Dallas. Is it Dallas? Yeah, I always get confused with Dynasty and Dallas. It was Dynasty and Dallas. It was those two programs there. Mandem, I just hope that George Mendes applies the same foolishness he's doing with Manchester deal to the Ngati one when we'll be trying to sell him for good feet. True, Mandem. I bet he won't. You know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of Argentina. I don't know why. It's just that they have a hatred for them because of what they represent. Bobby, we all know what the government and what they do, what they represent. You know, some of these teams, man. Some of these teams are just useless. Honestly, it's like Austria and that, man, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell is going on? Do you know what I mean? They need to be better. They need to be better, definitely. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. Bear with me a second. We got everyone. Dynasty was a Dallas spin-off of the 1980s nighttime. So yeah, they had it in England as well. They're both of them. They used to come on. It's very 1980s. Argentina still play the best football. Short passes, 1-2s are the best. I mean, I just don't think they played anyone else, and they're going to get knocked out. I think England could beat them. Honestly, they have a good team, but I think England could beat them. People always glazing him as a super agent. He should show that by signing the Senate. Yeah, absolutely. Nothing will change until the demons happen at Old Trafford. I'm not for violence, but the Glazers are cruel capitalists. We can't achieve anything with nice words. Exactly. In Germany, stadiums would burn. Thank you, Tyberg. Exactly. I mean, every small voice, whether you're small, whether you're living in Japan, you're living in America, whether you're living in Africa, wherever you're living in the world, Scandinavia, wherever you're living, you have a voice and you have to show that voice. And anyone who's out there who is criticizing, who is a backing, should I say, Ineos and the Glazers, I say blindly, at the end of the day, they should be called out. And that is the word that you can. That's what you can do. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you can call them out. Will Portugal beat Argentina, a team or not? Yes, Rajat. Yes. Argentina will lose to Portugal. They will lose to Spain. They will lose to England. They will lose to France. Let me tell you that right now. If they come up against one of those teams, I even think Brazil will stand a chance. Like Austria and Algeria are crap. They're crap, mate. Honestly, I'll be honest. You can say like Austria, this, that. Look at their team, mate. Look at their players. They've got nobody in their team that you look at and you think, oh, what a player he is, or you know what I mean, and stuff like that. We should put the Glazers and Ineos on a grizzly bear island in Canada. That'd be lovely, mate. I'd love to watch that. They're also great at cheating, diving, fouling, etc. And corruption. They shouldn't have won the last World Cup. It was corruption there. I mean, let's be honest, guys. Let's think about it logically. Against Holland, that was a red card on Messi. Against Algeria, Messi should have been sent off with a 2-footed challenge on his leg. They are one of those teams that, you know what, get the favor, get the rough of the green. There's no doubt about it. No doubt they're a talented team. Don't get me wrong, but they do get decisions going their way. I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. It does. You have to be honest, guys. They do. This is how they do it. Absolutely. How long we got? 52 minutes have gone, guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. Messi's got a free kick about, I think it's a little bit far. It's about 40 yards out here. I think he's probably going to play it short here. But I think he's going to shoot, actually. No, he's played it short. Yeah, he's played it short, and he kicks it away. Cleared away by Austria. I like the German business model where the fans are, 50+1, Rob. Absolutely. It's the best. Unfortunately, because so many billionaires have taken charge of our football clubs, it's very difficult to do that now. You need a ridiculous amount of money to do it. You need someone to come in, and you need the billionaires to be willing to sell their shares as well. I mean, the German model is the perfect model, the way to do things. The fans should own the football club. They are the life and soul of the football club. Without the fans, there's nothing. The fans should own the football club. It's ridiculous that they don't. That some suited and booted person who don't love the football club, they just want to milk the football club, can be the majority owner of our football club. It's bad. You know what I mean? Messi is the darling of FIFA. He is. Yeah, only the real know, Bobby. Only the real know. Tyborg, Germany will have either Sweden or Australia after the group stage, but after that game, we'll probably have France. But you know what, Tyborg? You know what I would say about that? I've always believed that, to be the best, you've got to beat the best. Free kick to Austria. I've always believed that to be the best, you've got to beat the best, and to play the big teams, you know what I mean? And you beat them, you get more confidence in going into the next round. Once you get in the quarterfinal, France, Spain, everything. For us, it's Germany. We might play Germany, we might play France, Spain, same thing. Every single one of those teams are going to get. It's going to be very rare that you're going to get an easy ride to the final. Absolutely. It's going to be very difficult. Thomas, it's the 51% rule in Sweden also. It's the best way, my friend. It's the best way. Not surprised the Swedes have done it right. Absolutely. Germany attacking forward looks good. They overlooked Dennis Undorf, but he's 3 goals off the bench. I mean, super sub. So, super, do you think he's going to start next game? That's a big question. Rob, I am a member of Frankfurt, and I asked about everything other than transfers. We have a voice as members. Everybody should implement the 51 model. I agree, man. But it's no surprise that Germany have done it right, isn't it? You know what I mean? Germany always do it the right way. They're always on the right way. Right thing, of course. A free kick to Austria. Can Austria equalize here? Can they get a goal? Oh, good save. Good save. Greg, would the ticket prices be as the stream at Old Trafford when fans have a bigger say the way they do in Germany? No. No, the ticket price would be less. Or maybe there'll be like some perks, maybe not, but the ultimate overlaying fact is that the fans have the majority of the say, which is the most important thing, isn't it? The fans having the majority of the say is what we all want, you know. Absolutely. I think that's what we all want. We got the legends in the house, guys. Really appreciate you. I would love it to happen. It was almost like that back in the day. It was almost like that back in the day, but these days it's very difficult to do. But I mean, I would love it to happen. I would love it to be like that again. Rajesh, so I think when Argentina won the last World Cup against France, I thought I heard commentators saying that it would be his last match. I'm astonished to see Messi back. Yeah, because he knows he's going to get the favoritism and probably they're going to contribute to him winning another World Cup. That's what happens, isn't it? It's what happens when you sell your soul, isn't it? You know. I paid 38 euros for my last ticket in Frankfurt, just for comparison. The standing areas, the ultras, $10. Wow, amazing. And Man United are charging close to 400 euros for tickets. I know that some of them are like, you know, VIP, like premium tickets and stuff like that, but 400 euros is crazy, man. It's crazy, you know. And not only that, look at some of the football that we've been served over the years, over the recent years. You know what I mean? It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Some of the football that we've been served. Still 1-0 to Argentina, guys, in this game. Still 1-0. The one-man team that is Argentina. They are a one-man team in it. Let's be real though, guys. Without Messi, goodness me, they're gonna be in a dark period, guys. Trust me on that one. They're gonna be in a dark period. I wouldn't be surprised if Messi plays the next World Cup, be the oldest player ever at the World Cup, probably. You know what I mean? Yeah, when he retires, it will be a dark. Messi has 4 goals in Argentina first 2 games. Yeah, he's the only player who scores for them. Well, he shouldn't have had 4 goals, Gregory, because the last game he should have been sent off in the first half. He shouldn't have 4 goals. Everyone knows that. He should have been sent off in the first half. He's a studied challenge. He should have been sent off. Why don't you talk about that, Greg? Yeah, he should have been sent off. Should have 1 or 2 goals at the moment, not 4. Hope Harry Kane beats him to the post. England are playing tomorrow. It will be midnight kickoff, guys, for me. So it is day after tomorrow, technically. But we are doing the watch-along for Ghana against England tomorrow. Busy day tomorrow, of course. More football coming up. Lots of games. Portugal, I think, are playing tomorrow as well. Yeah, there's a lot of football to come. There's a lot of football to come. When the next round occurs, when the next round happens, that's when the real football starts. Last 32 quarterfinals, last 32, last 16 quarterfinals, especially the last 16 and quarterfinals, when all the other teams are, all the average teams are out of the tournament, then we can start, you know, calling games properly. Because at the moment, there is a lot of poor teams, I would say, in this tournament. I'll be honest. Sal, without Messi, Argentina would turn into a loss. So there'd be nothing. They'd be over, mate. Messi's an standard player, no question about it. My problem is Argentina in general, always helped by the refs, but still extremely arrogant and cocky. Yes, Tyberg, exactly. I agree, Tyberg. You see, Tyberg, mate. You think like me. You've been around the block. They're incredibly arrogant. Yeah, and cocky, and they cheat. Yeah. Well, don't their president kiss ass to Donald Trump and things like that? Useless. Absolutely useless. No, you gotta do, Greg. When you say something and someone says something to you back, you know what it is? You keep the conversation going. You don't change the subjects. Changing the subject's rude, man. You always change the subject. You know what I just said is the truth, and you're saying, you know what I mean? You don't talk about the two-footed challenge and stuff like that. What have you got to say about that? He probably didn't watch it. Hey, Greg. Oh, Sal, I'm going to see Senegal versus Norway tonight at MetLife Stadium. Oh, well done, mate. See Haaland and Nusa play live. Don't know if Haaland will see more about it. Big up. Good luck to you, Raja. Have fun. Have fun, mate. Have fun. Good luck to you. Hope you enjoy it. Should be fun. It really should. It should be a good time. I just feel like Austria need to score. I think they can if they try. Yeah, nobody's mentioned the two-footed challenge. If you know what I mean, like people always only talk about the number of goals he scored, not the fact he should have been sent off against Algeria. People don't want to talk about these things, do they? It's an uncomfortable conversation for people. You know what I mean? Some people lack the soul, man. They got no soul. Substitutions for Argentina here. It does look like Alvarez is coming on, of course, the striker. And who else is coming on? Let me have a look. Who else is coming on? Can't see, but they're waiting on the touchline at the moment. When I'm in Italy, people, they adore Argentina because of Maradona. But Maradona is a completely different character to what Messi was. I know that Maradona was a cheater, but he was his belief system and what he was, at the end of the day, his belief was a completely different belief. That's why I believe Maradona is the best Argentinian player of all time, regardless of what Messi does. They support him in Italy because of, they support Argentina because of Maradona, especially where I go in Naples. You know what I mean? No, Gregory, you changed the subject. He shouldn't have been carded. He should have been red carded, mate. I feel Biden and Obama and Clinton were 200% better than Donald Trump because I'm angry at them for testing in Iranian players with hatred. Yes, Raja. Everyone knows that goal yesterday should have counted, isn't it, Raj? Everyone knows that offside was offside. Yeah, of course it was. Of course it was. I mean, it wasn't. It took them ages. It took them an age. It took them an age to show us the replays and things like that. You know what I mean? Absolute age. Such a shame that such a shame that Austria don't have a proper striker, isn't it? Otherwise, Austria would have scored by now, but they don't have a proper striker, do they? They don't have any strikers, unfortunately. Such a shame. Haaland, let's boo every touch. What do you think the score is going to be in Norway against Senegal? That's a big game, to be honest with you. That's a game that is hard to call. I think just about Norway will win that game. I think 3-2, maybe something like that. 3-2. It's simply USA, yeah. It's a puppet after a puppet attack. But one thing is, Tybo, I mean, out of all the presidents, they wouldn't dare do what DT did, you know, and supporting BN. 2-1 Tybo to Norway. Sal, did you see Prime Minister Keir Starmer resigning in tears? Yes. Yes, I did. And the only prime minister to stand up to America and stand up to Donald Trump and not go to a pointless war on Iran, right? A pointless war which would have got soldiers killed, you know what I mean, and put everyone in danger. The only one that stood up, you know what I mean? The only reason that England don't like Starmer is because a lot of them are bloody, like, they just don't like immigration. That's all they care about. Immigration. Keep throwing that at people. Immigration. That's all they do. No, the one thing I say about Keir Starmer, and I applauded him at the time, was that he stood up against Donald. He did. And you have to applaud him for that. Because other prime ministers, whether it's Tony Blair, whether it's John Major, whoever it was, Margaret Thatcher, they bent over backwards for America. But this one thing you could say about Keir Starmer, he didn't. You know, he didn't get involved. And that was absolutely commendable for that. I don't care what some country bumpkin says, you know, about, you know, who just, you know, has sinister and ignorant values. I'll go by what he did in regards to this recent situation, because this recent situation is where he was tested, you know, and he didn't. It's a chance for Austria. They just can't put the ball in the back of the net, man. Again. See, Austria dominating this game, kind of, in the second half. This is what I'm talking about. You know, wait till they play a proper club, Argentina. Wait till they play a proper team. You're going to see. You know, wait till they play a proper team. Like, you know what I mean? Marky, but immigrants built both of our countries. Exactly. Maybe if they don't invade ours, this wouldn't be a problem. Exactly, Mark. There's so many reasons, mate. There's so many reasons. There's so many reasons, you know. Andy Berman has been known for gay. I don't know about that, mate. Let's not get into that on here. I don't know nothing about that allegation. To be honest with you, not a clue. Let me just turn this off. Yeah, not a clue about that, to be honest. Right, guys, we've got about 22 minutes to go. Obviously, Austria played very well, but they're very toothless up front, I would say, and they need to do better up front, if I'm being honest. You know, Sam, did you like Marcel Sabitzer? Yeah, I think he did a job, Sam. I think he did a job. I think he did a good job, mate. I think he did all right. But I actually felt we should have kept him at the time, you know. Argentina will be found out in the next first game of the World Cup knockouts. I mean, it depends who they play. If they play Portugal, Spain, France, they will go out. Yeah. I'm not going to say England because that'd be arrogant of me, but I think England will have give them a good game, definitely. But against France, against Spain, against Portugal, maybe against Germany, I think that they will get knocked out with them. But if they go to the next round and play one of the rubbish teams, obviously there's a round of 32 now, isn't it? It doesn't go to the round of 16; it goes to the round of 32. So obviously they might get an easy game, depending where they are in the group, innit? You know, so we'll have to wait and see. Of course. Big up everyone on the stream. Don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you don't mind. That'd be fantastic. Guys, thank you so much. Legends, of course, legends. Big up everyone. Yeah, I mean, Austria have had some good players over the years. You know, what I mean, Sabitzer recently they have an Alaba, obviously, has been probably their greatest player over the last, was it? I say 20 years. You know, but other than that, Sabitzer's obviously okay. You know what I mean? But when I was growing up, obviously, people won't know much about some of the players, and some of the players that I used to not heard of, like Hans Kranke, for example. You know, Ernst Happel, who played in the 50s, but I learned about him when I was younger. Ernst Owick. You know, Tony Polster was a good player. I remember him. You know, he played in La Liga and stuff like that. You know, there have been many. You know, what I mean, but there hasn't been many. But they, you know, obviously, I think Alaba is probably their greatest ever player, in my opinion. He definitely is. If I'm being honest. Mark, it's like people forget history and want to talk out of their neck, but like always, they want to speak but have no clue. Unfortunately, sometimes I was raised like with a mixed race family, so I see things like, you know, for what it is, and you know, the hatred that's being spread, the open ignorance and bigotry that is being openly accepted is disgraceful, man. Absolutely. Mandem, you notice Messi's presses when he's playing for Argentina and not so much while at Inter Miami. There was a game where he was walking. Yeah, yeah, because he don't care about them. He's just there for what Messi is for Inter Miami is basically a statue of a PR statue. Do you know what I mean? Manchester United should look at signing Johan Manzambi from Freiburg. I agree. Yes, they have looked at it. Whether we make a move or not, who knows? That was us. Ref didn't give Messi the red card. That right. He must have been scared of for harassment and threats that he received. Yes, that was us. That's exactly that was us. That was us. You're awake, man. Exactly that. That's exactly what I mean. He was scared. He didn't want to give it because imagine he gave him the red card in the first game of the World Cup, the opening game for Argentina in the World Cup. Imagine the scrutiny he would have been under. You know, exactly. This shouldn't be the case. Also, Arnautovic, yeah, he was a good player. He is a good player, but yeah, he's all right. They haven't been blessed with many. Sorry, Sal, but I got into it today with some Americans at work saying immigrants move back. I told them they would have to move. The absolutely well done, well played, Marky Mark, well played, bruv, well played, absolutely. Big up Rob, big up Dabby's ass, Mark. Exactly, so I'm African, British, and Irish. My late mum's maiden name was Mooney, so I get it from my friend. Big up, Marky Mark. Main thing is you're a good person, mate. That's it. That's all I care about. You're a good person. You're a nice guy, and that's what matters for me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, every single one of us around the world will be shocked to know what we're mixed with. You know, we're not pure anything. We're not pure anything. These people don't understand that. They will never understand that. Do you know what I mean? Header over the bar from Argentina from the corner. Yeah, they would never understand that. The thing is, right, if everyone left, right, let me give for argument's sake, everyone left, and it was only left with British people, for example, in the UK, it was only left with British people in the UK, they'll find something else to moan about. They'll find something else. I guarantee it'll be a few months before they start saying, "Oh, you know what? We need them back because we need them to work in the hospitals and the shops and stuff like that, and the liquor stores and whatever it is." Do you know what I mean? That's what they're going to say. I guarantee you it. You know. Exactly, Marky Mark. Exactly. You know, you can make impacts on people all around the world with your attitudes. You know what I mean? Like you are with me, and you know what I mean. Like you know, you're a proper person, and this is the most important thing in life. You know what I mean? For me, you know, and if I sat down and spoke about my background, people are like, "What? Like, really? Yeah." I mean, people don't understand it. Victor Osimhen should be the striker next to Benjamin Sesko next season. I agree. Good player. Problem with Victor Osimhen, we can afford his fee. We can't afford the wages. And that's the thing. Osimhen is going to have to get a significant reduction in his wages. Here come Austria. Go on, Austria. Come on, man. On the right-hand side, Austria on the attack. Can they get something? Can they get a goal, Austria? No. It's a free kick to Argentina. Sal, what is the plan for today's content after next watch? France, Iraq next, skip Norway, Senegal, Georgia and Algeria. That's the next one for me. I'm not doing the late ones tonight. I've got a long day tomorrow, so I've got a lot to do. I can't, so there are some content creators who can sleep during the day. I can't do that. I can't sleep during the day. I can't do it. Mandem, United, that Spurs are looking to bring in about 8 players for De Zerbi. If they do this, whilst we are here debating with people that only taking about 3 or 4 places to disgrace Mandem. Mandem, look, what I would say is that we've had a couple of idiots on this channel today. I would say that absolutely. We've had a couple of idiots, and some people are glazing the Glazers. Coming on there, glazing them, and glazing Ineos. Trying to gaslight us into this. We should be patient and stuff like that. There's people backing up the Ineos and stuff coming on this channel, getting rude because they've been schooled and stuff like that. It's been madman today. You know what I mean? There's been a few today, to be honest. This morning on Breaking Dawn as well, there was a few. You know what I mean? On Breaking Dawn, look, guys, I have 100, 200, sometimes it goes above 400 people online at one time. So, that's completely different to these watch-alongs. But these watch-alongs, you do expose a few people at the end of the day. And I do have time to respond to people in there because there's not as many on the watch-alongs. But, yeah, that's what it is. Rantabout said Pele and Stoichkov weren't good players. I don't know about Pele because I think Pele played in an era that, it was completely different to now. But Stoichkov was a fabulous player. Did he see him for Barcelona? Hristo Stoichkov was a magnificent player. He was a magnificent player. I don't know how we can remember Hristo Stoichkov in 1994. Did people actually do that? I mean, he was a great player. I mean, all fair play to opinion, but opinion's opinion. But at the end of the day, Hristo Stoichkov was a world-class player, man. Come on. What are we doing here, man? This is recency bias, man. You can't say Hristo Stoichkov is not a good player. Tyler, nobody should be judged fellow human based on ethnicity or religion. I am for more controlled immigration. After all, borders are just people's ideas. Exactly. Religion is universal if you're properly believed. And that's exactly what I say. The thing is, I don't mind, obviously, immigration. Let me just tell you something about it. I come from an immigrant father, right? My dad came to England in a car, right, from Asia. And the thing is, what I would say about that is that, yes, I understand it. Yes, I understand overpopulation. I understand cultural how would you say it? Too many people come to certain places. I understand that. I get it, but I'm an immigrant and I understand it. But they're not using it, but they're not doing it because of that. They're doing it because they don't like foreigners, and that's it. It's not nothing to do with immigration. Nothing. It's just they don't like foreigners. Because if they stop that, they'll go after something else. They go after another subject. They'll find something else to pick on someone from another country. You know what I mean? Absolutely. No, France versus Iraq. Watch along. Thought you would enjoy that one. So why did you say that, Gregory? He should be happy he got scored. He should be happy he got scored. He might learn something. I hope so, Marky Mark, at the end of the day. Look, I have to calm myself down when I'm doing these streams sometimes, but I have to tell him, all that jazz that got me. When you're talking about, because when you talk about Manchester United and you say all that jazz about people who sacrifice their life for this football club, I don't understand. I don't get it about it. It really annoyed me. It really annoyed me because at the end of the day, I fell in love with this football club because of our history and heritage and who we are as a fan base around the world, and who sacrificed themselves for me, for them, for anyone to have a platform. That's it. You know what I mean? It was them who sacrificed themselves for that. You know, it's a disgrace. Is Messi in your top two players of all time? No, Azan. No, but it's all up to subjective. I'll cast many players above him: Zidane, Ronaldo. I would class Romario. I'll cast Maradona. I'll cast Cantona ahead of him. You know, he's even top 10. He's had the favoritism of the referees. He's had them under their palm, mate, for years and years and years. You know what I mean? So even when he was playing for Barcelona, you know, so I mean, lots of people won't admit it, but it's true. I've just mentioned a few. I met Stoichkov when he played for Chicago Fire. Was one of the nicest players I ever met. What a player he was, though, isn't it? What a player. Thomas, Ronaldinho was a great player. Unfortunately for Ronaldinho, he had too much of a party life. You know what I mean? But great thing about football, right, is that I like people. Here come Austria, almost. I like people have their own mind and don't just follow like sheep, because Messi, a lot of people follow it like sheep, right? So the fact that you said Ronaldinho is respect, because at the end of the day, everyone could say Messi, everyone can say Ronaldo, everyone. But I have my own. I think Zidane was better than both of them. I think Zidane was one of the greatest players I ever saw live. I think R9 was better than Messi on his day. R9 was absolutely unbelievable. Romario was unbelievable. Rivaldo was unbelievable. All these players were unbelievable players. And the thing is, one thing I would also point out is that a lot of people don't mention defenders and fullbacks. They just mention attackers, isn't it? You know, I could talk about Roberto Carlos and Carfu and things like that, you know. I can see what Ragnick is trying to do. Issue is that they just doesn't have enough quality players that are clinical. He's trying though. He's doing well with the tools he's got. Exactly, you know, guys. Yeah, that's what it's all about, Azan. But one thing I would urge everybody is just follow what you believe in. Don't listen to anybody. What you believe in. Study football. Learn about football. And football is, there have been much greater players than him that didn't have as many goals. What Messi is a goal scorer, and he's a great goal scorer. Of course he is. I think Ronaldo's the GOAT. And the reason Ronaldo's the GOAT is because since Messi left Barcelona, apart from a rigged World Cup, he's not really done anything. You know, when you think about Ronaldo, he did it in Italy, did it in Spain, did it in England, the hardest league in the world. You know, he did it. And Ronaldo scored 40 goals for Man United from the right wing position. 4-4-2. That's what I would say. Jurgen Klinsmann was better than Lionel Messi. Shame he went to Tottenham. So he was very good, mate, Jurgen. Alfredo de Santos was better than Messi too. There's a lot there, mate. I mean, nothing to be ashamed of Austria. They've given a good account, and so fair play to Austria, man. Real well played. When it went 1-0, I really thought they were going to struggle, but they didn't. And how long we got left? I love them to equalise, but you know, I just don't think they are. Cantona is my all-time favourite, but I've watched lots of clips of Best Law and Control, and also my top 5. I might be biased because I'm United, but you're real though, mate. I mean, it's good to have people mentioning Man United players, because Man United players get brushed under the carpet, don't they? People like to ignore Man United players when it comes to the greatest of all time and things like that, you know. Mark, one of the first midfielders who taught me to scan, always look up to and force it, still ingrained in my head till now. One of the first midfielders who taught me to scan, always look up and don't force it, still ingrained in my. Yeah, he's right. Absolutely. Has a great one. Champions League, Ligas, Copa America. Messi stickers are unworldly. But Ronaldo's is better, in my opinion. The World Cup was rigged. The Champions League, Ronaldo won 5. You know, and there you go. At the end of the day. And he won those Champions Leagues with Barcelona, with Busquets, with Iniesta, with Xavi. You know what I mean? What did he do for PSG? Nada. What did he do for... What else has he done on club football level, apart from with Barcelona, with Iniesta, with Xavi, with Busquets, apart from a rigged World Cup? Just goals. That's it. Azan, Austria were decent in the Euros under Ragnick. They're decent. They're decent. They're not good though, mate. I mean, if England came across Austria in the next round, I'd be delighted. You know, and that's not no disrespect. I expected Argentina to win this game. They just don't have anything up front. They do well. They're good. They've done well to stay into this game, but they just don't have anything up front. That's the problem, you know. And just Iniesta. People don't understand. Messi, it was Messi, right? They had Messi, and Messi's a good player, but the players that they had around him, my goodness me. He had the Spain World Cup winners team around him and the Spain European Championship team around him. But what I wanted to see him do is drag PSG to a Champions League. He didn't do that. And we all know what's happened to PSG since he's left, isn't it? 2 Champions Leagues. Lionel Messi would have been able to play on the muddy pitches and never because he absolutely. You can rig a World Cup, mate. They did it. What did you see? Copa America's rubbish. I'm not interested in the Copa America. One, you shouldn't disrespect the World Cup by calling it rigged. It was rigged, mate, because I know people in it. I know people. I lived in the Middle East. I know it was rigged. So you're telling me it wasn't rigged? You're telling me that one handball and red card? Is that what you're telling me? Azan, no, mate. You don't know what you're talking about, mate. It was rigged, mate. It's not disrespect. It was the truth. It's facts. You think that wasn't handball? Come on, man. Come on. Wake up and smell the coffee. They said it before the tournament. They said before the tournament, they want him to win the World Cup. They said it in the Qatar. That's what they said. And I know people in Qatar. I know it. So no one can come on there and tell me that it wasn't. Messi, also 3 years younger. People forget the 3 years is absolutely Tyborg. Exactly. It was rigged. And yeah. And the reason is because he puts his head on a certain wall in a certain place. That's why. You know what I mean? And that's why he gets favoritism. Anyway, here come Austria. Come on, Austria. You got one more chance in you. You know, can they do it? Holland know it. I know that Holland were close to going to the sport of was it going to sue them? They were going to sue Holland. Were going to sue them, weren't they? Didn't they say it? Didn't they say the Dutch team? They said, "Well, they did whatever Messi wants. They're going to do, isn't it?" And that's what happened. You know, and this is what happened. Now let me ask you the question: when have you ever seen a player stud a player in the back of the leg, on top of the leg, with all studs, and not even get a yellow card? When have you ever seen that, guys? We got just bear in mind we got VAR these days. Let's bear that in mind. Let's bear that in mind. What people have to understand is that sinister things happen in life. You know. What bullshit have I missed this afternoon? What have I missed this afternoon? Just got in for nothing much, mate. Austria holding on. Argentina played well in the first half, deserved to be leading. Austria have not really, they've done very well, don't get me wrong, but they just look a bit toothless up front. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. This is why I take this. If I take your argument that Madrid's three-peat and Ronaldo's biggest fan made goals were offside, like Byron, so were Messi's then, isn't it? Lots were offside as well. Then you could say that about both teams. But what we're talking about is isolated incidents that happen that contribute towards games. A red card against Holland. Messi's not won a World Cup then. Messi gets sent off in that game. Holland are winning that game. You know? The first game of this tournament, studs in the back of the leg. You know? Leach does know how I ping a ball well. Leach is the best player they got, mate. I'll tell you that right now. Man, Copa America was also Messi's favor. Everyone had to change their zone, but Argentina was all in cozy in one place. Exactly, Thomas. People just don't think anything sinister happens in this world. They worship him like he's you know. But mate, trust me. Without factually, what's he done without Iniesta, Xavi, and Busquets properly? Nothing, mate. It was them. He was the reason. Yeah, I mean, he was the reason. Big up Danny B, legend. Xavi Hernandez, Carlos Puyol, Luis Suarez, Andres Iniesta, Sergio Busquets, Thierry Henry. You know what I mean? As well. They at the end of the day, since he left them, did he guide PSG to the Champions League? No, no. Ronaldo guided and thrown it. You know, growth hormones. Exactly that. How's that not illegal? You know. There you go. I mean, a lot. I mean, that's performance enhancing, isn't it? Really, when you think about growth hormones, that's performance enhancing, right? Because you're enhancing your ability to play football by having growth hormones, right? Those things need to be addressed as well. And also, let me just say something about Ronaldo, right? Ronaldo won 3 league titles in a row with Man United. Right? You know how hard the Premier League is. Another dive from Argentina. Yeah, they're on the floor. JJ Okocha would easily have got past it. JJ Okocha was I mean, can I say something about JJ? One of my favorite players, Sam. If there's any player out there, there's only a few players that I would have liked to play for Man United. One of them was JJ Okocha. Absolutely. Juninho was one as well of Middlesbrough. Like Arsenal winning the league, how is that after the season ends is when they log that they should have conceded 3 penalties and received exactly. Exactly. Thomas, JJ legend. JJ is a legend. Absolutely, guys. You know, absolutely. Yes, Azan, and he was one of the egos that prevented PSG winning the Champions League. When he left, they were better. Simple as that. When Ronaldo left Madrid, Madrid were worse. But at the end of the day, he was one of their egos in their team. Since he left, and you know, not just him, Neymar, you know, and all that, they've been better. Since then, he hasn't done it in the Premier League, the best league in the world. He didn't do it in Italy, you know, and he certainly didn't do it in France. Absolutely. So look, you can gaslight him as much as you want. I've been watching him for 20 years now, Azan, you know, and I know everything what's going on. I know insiders. I know what's going on, and you can try and pretend that, you know, at the end of the day, did Messi win the Champions League with that star-studded PSG side, mate? Because Juventus didn't have stars, by the way, just to let you know that, yeah. But he scored a lot of goals in Italy. Do you remember the small children toys that called? Look, what I would say, guys, if you're going to come on this channel to just argue your point and argue your point and argue your point, when I'm talking about facts, right? I'm talking about facts. Don't just argue your points with nonsense because I'll just throw it back at you. It's not going to work. Do you remember the small children's toys called Weebles, Sal? Weebles Wobble. Yes, they don't fall down. That was the same as Messi. Yeah, I remember that. I was proud of my Colombian heritage when Faustino Asprilla came to. What a legend, man! Faustino Asprilla, what a player. You know what I mean? And we're talking about players that haven't had performance enhancing injections. You know what I mean? There we go. Brilliant player, Faustino Asprilla. Absolutely. I wish he came to Man United, Tomas. I really do. Is a chance for Austria. Come on, can they do something? Just wide. Just wide. He was lit, mate. Danny B, he was lit. He was a good player, man. So underrated, man. At that time, when Newcastle signed Faustino Asprilla at that time, I thought, wow. You know what I mean? Honestly, I thought, what a signing. What a signing he was. Guys, don't forget, I've given you the link to the game tomorrow. I will be doing the watch along for Jordan against Algeria, guys. Absolutely. United nearly signed Juninho when the Middlesbrough got relegated. So yeah, but we didn't. Yeah, I remember it, and he's one of the signings that I would have won. You know, look, just tell him about what happened in the World Cup in 2022. Can you remind him what happened? Because I know they said it was rigged, mate. It was rigged, mate. I know people in Qatar who said it was, mate. Big people, mate. Listen, just listen. Big people responsible for them hosting the World Cup. They said they needed Messi to win. Trust me, this is not a joke. That at the end of the day, this is going to be 2-0, 2-0. No, well saved. The keeper's had a good game, to be honest with you. Great game. He's had a great game, the keeper. 2-0. Messi scored again. Tap in. Tap in. Let me have a look at this. Useless from Austria. Austria are rubbish, man. So rubbish. If Manchester United big 70 million from Moises Caicedo from accept the bid, Caicedo from Chelsea, would they accept the bid? No. They put another 30 million on that. Put another 30 million on that. You know what I mean? Alvarez couldn't finish that. It was a tap in. No, he couldn't miss, could he? You know what I mean? It's a tap in. They were all over the place. To be honest with you, Austria were all over the place, you know, at the end of the day. You know, they were all over. I can't wait till they play someone decent. That's all I care about. They have to play someone decent. You know what I mean? Azan, I would love that too, my friend. I would love that too. It'll be an absolutely, it'll be absolutely brilliant to do that, Azan. I don't know if England can meet Argentina yet. I think England will have to be the 32, the 16. I think they'll have to go to the quarterfinal, the semi-final before they even come close to beating Argentina. I would love that because England will beat them again. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, Azan. You know. But don't you think it's crazy though, guys? One thing about everything, how football's regressed, how football's so poor these days that players are just not being made now. There's no more great players. Gregor, you're acting like I don't have a TV in front of me, mate. Sam, Wayne Rooney was a fantastic footballer, but just hasn't made it in as a manager. Wayne Rooney was one of the best players I ever saw in my life. He was an absolute amazing player, Wayne Rooney. You know what I mean? Austria are losing this game, guys. Argentina, good. Look, guys, what I want all these teams to go through. I want Argentina to go through. I want Spain to go through. I want Germany to go through. I want France to go through. I want them all to go through because then you get big games, right? And at the moment, there's a lot of rubbish. Do you know what I mean? So I want these teams to go through, and we get big games. There is a corruption in football, even on the highest level. Don't be naive, as FIFA itself is corrupt. Yes, I know that, but the fact that someone who helped organize the tournament told me this, Tyberg, you know, I don't like one of my biggest fears about playing Argentina is the corruption. England had it in 1998. You remember when Beckham got sent off? It's not just Messi time. It's throughout history. They've been one of the darlings of it and stuff like that. The darlings of the FIFA and stuff. Yeah, I mean, free kick to Argentina. Messi's standing over the free kick. And it's wide. Lamine Yamal, great in making, I think, what do you think? Yeah. Lamine Yamal will be a fantastic. It's full time, guys. It's full time. It's finished 2-0 to Argentina. Well played, should I say, to Austria, but just lacked the quality. They just lacked the quality. They didn't have the quality, but they gave a good account of themselves, and they only lost 2-0. So good game and good. Absolutely. Lamine Yamal is going to be a great player in the making. Yes, Azan, he is. He's a young player. He needs to keep his feet on the ground, keep learning, keep improving, work hard, and he will get to where he wants to go. Do you know what I mean? Richard, problem is FIFA would cheat us again and probably send off England player and give Messi 2. But yes, Richard, this is the problem. People know, everyone knows, man. Let's take the bias out of it. Everyone knows. Do you know what I mean? Mikel Arteta and Pep Guardiola destroy football in the Premier League. I agree. So, how deep does the corruption go in football? Very deep, very, very deep, mate. If I told you, I'd be in trouble. Look at Arsenal last season. They wanted Arsenal to win the league. Everyone knows that they wanted the Premier League wanted Arsenal to win the league. Everyone knows it. The VAR proved it. The evidence proved it. They proved it at the end of the season. Everyone knows. Even Arsenal fans know they got the rub of the green with Arsenal with VAR and that. You know what I mean? Argentina was always darlings. Lately, it's Spain to still can't forget Carilla's handball versus Germany at the Euros. I think a lot of these teams like Spain, Argentina, they practice the dark arts and they do it pretty well, and they get away with it because they are the biggest manipulators. But Argentina are the darlings, certainly because of their political standpoint. That's what it is, and they will always have that favoritism forever. You know what I mean? And until they move away from that political standpoint, they will always be like that. The difference with Spain, I guarantee you now. Let me tell you, Tybo, I guarantee you now, Spain won't be getting petitions going their way, and I'll tell you why. There's a certain prime minister of Spain that has gone against the grain, that has gone against the narrative, right? And he's actually said what nobody else would say. So I guarantee you this, that Spain are not going to find it easy this time. They're not going to get the decisions this time because he spoke up politically. Politics is heavy in football. It's massive in football. Commiserations for Austria, they just like call it. Yeah. It's a different level. Austria and Argentina is different level, different level. Austria against Argentina is different level. Guys, it's been fabulous. I mean, apart from a couple of idiots, big up everyone. Big up the newbies. Big up Azan and that. Great chat. Big up everyone, guys. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today. Appreciate it. Really appreciate you. And don't forget to join me tomorrow morning for Breaking Dawn with all the latest Manchester United news, of course. That is what it's all about. And guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in a bit. I will be here, of course, guys. Cheers, Rob. Take it easy. Cheers, Greg. Thank you so much. Great discussions, man. This is what we do on this channel. You know what I mean? Great discussions. It has to be said. Real discussions have to be said. You know what I mean? We go against the grain. Do you know what I mean? You could be right, Sal. Spain never, though, about it like this. Never thought it. Yeah. Trust me. Watch. Tybo, watch. They went against a certain person. So, yeah. Yeah, so we're going to see that anyway. Guys, thank you very much. Have a great evening. Sleep tight. And I'll see you tomorrow morning for Breaking Dawn. Take it easy. Peace.